countdown today because I'm already, I'm 45 minutes past when I usually go live. Also, my glasses are fucking gross. So give me a
I
second
don't
to clean
usually go
those.
live on a day where I work a day shift, but here we are.
Yep. Prepping my order. Yay. $16 for 2 McDoubles and a soda. Okay. So, oh yeah, I guess I am actually like fully live, so I guess I shouldn't just be like, oh man, I'm gonna look down and not actually say anything. I guess I probably don't need this side over here, but whatever. Fine.
All right, I got the chat open. I can see stuff.
Oh yeah.
While we
Oh
talk.
yeah, mine is as well.
All right, yeah, everybody just bear with us. This is our first episode. We're just kind of working out the kinks here at the beginning.
Yeah, which is totally
Thought
cool.
we had it all done. Thought we had it all done on Monday.
I mean,
But
for the most part, we do. We're just
Yeah.
just a slow start. It's okay.
Yeah. It's a new thing. There's always
It's a new thing.
last minute problems with new things.
It's a new thing.
Especially when one of us just doesn't wake up.
All right, are we doing the brief intros first?
Oh, you know what we should do? I'm
What?
going to post a thing on Owlcats. Oh wait, no, because yeah. Yes, I will. So I'm gonna post a thing on Owlcats Discord about this. So
Hello to the chats across all 3 streams. You are converging on one place. Welcome.
Yep. We could also put a multi-Twitch out.
True.
With our 3
That's true.
with our 3 so that we all get the views.
If you're
Some
posting
sweet
stuff
views.
and want to post one in my Discord, go for it.
3 nerds ranking
3 nerds.
objectively ranking
Objective.
the
These are facts.
companions
These are facts.
based solely on opinion. On personal opinions.
All right, it's not contradictory at all.
Those are the best
Like, contradicting
Oh, yeah,
titles is how you get views. Everyone knows that.
yeah,
That's the secret.
Yes.
multi-Twitch.
There's like actually a YouTube thing where like if you say
Slash.
1 or 2 things incorrectly, like on purpose, you're more likely to get comments on the video and get interaction.
Yeah, like one of the things. Hey,
Yeah,
Paulo,
yeah.
what's up, my dude?
Hey, Paulo.
One of the things that here, let's just going to copy this.
I watch these 2 Pokemon guys that always pronounce Pokemon wrong, and it makes me so mad.
Yeah, did you
I
tell
haven't
them anything about
commented.
it? No comments, huh?
All right.
Not gonna get suckered in.
Mm-mm. Not getting that out of
Uh-oh.
me.
I immediately there we go.
All right. Wah.
Okay.
All right, so we good?
Let's go back to
Yes.
this. Let's go back to this. And we should be good. Oh, no.
Awesome.
Now I'm good.
Good eve,
Now we're good to go.
people.
All right, we're good.
Welcome,
Okay.
welcome to the first name pending stream show that the 3 of us have ever done.
3 nerds objectively ranking. There you
Yes.
go. There's the name.
Yeah, well, maybe to approval. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna pretty much be hanging out and discussing the companions for Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. We talked about it, and we decided that we should go in order that the companions. The next 6 in the next episode, we are leaving out some companions that are less common, like Trevor and the undead companions that you get as a lich and
So-
stuff like that.
Any like secret companions, meaning Trevor and Galfrey, and any companions that you get via Mythic Path, so Ivu or the Undead.
Yep. Leaving them out.
Yep.
Just because some of us haven't played with all
And
of
Finnian
them.
because he's just a sword. He's not a real person.
No matter what he says.
He's just a
He thinks
very
he's a real boy.
confused
He
sword.
thinks he is.
All he is a
Come on
sword
now.
with pronouns.
Oh God.
Alright.
Paulo is correct. He does say that Arueshalae is the top one.
Yeah.
Which is yes. Agreed.
Top is in the best.
Top is in the best, yes.
Hey, Nova.
Alright.
What's up?
She
Alright,
is
well, I guess,
Arusha Bay for a reason.
What's up, my
Guess,
dude?
episode's over. We can go home now then.
That's just
been
one out of the
determined.
12. That's just one out of the 12.
Okay.
We'll get to her later.
All right. So, brief introductions before we begin. Just in case anyone across the different streams doesn't know who any of us are. I am Unsung in PC. I do a lot of like RPG game streamings, very chill streams, pretty much all gaming all the time. And I also have a YouTube channel where I do a lot of stuff for Pathfinder games specifically as well. And that's who I am. Hello.
I guess I will go next. I am Pondor. I speedrun Kingmaker. I used to speedrun Wrath, but I don't have time to do that quite anymore. Also play Phasmo with Unsung on Fridays. I'm currently going through Baldur's Gate for the first time ever. On Tuesdays, and on Saturdays I'm currently going through a series of of streams where I solo run Pokemon Red with every single Pokemon that it is possible to beat the game with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm Chris. Here with Lorespire, and I play mostly Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous, or at least that's mostly what we've done on the channel up to this point. We have started playing Baldur's Gate 3, the beta here, the last couple of weeks, and we're streaming that now on Friday and Saturday nights. And I occasionally stream Ark Survival Evolved right now, just because I suck at it, but it's fun, and I've kind of been playing that. It's a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Some point in the future, since I've never played it. And just for anybody who's over on the Lorespire channel that wants to find out more about Pondor or Unsung NPC, I do have links to their channels and social media down in the description of the video. And if you're over on Twitch, just look at the recommended streamers and you can find links to them in there.
Oh, I am going to send a link in the call chat.
Yeah. And
with the multi-Twitch, so you guys can post it.
and both of these guys should be in my recommended streamers as well. So you can check them out too when I'm not streaming, and they are.
I'm a terrible person, and I don't have that.
That's okay.
Because I never thought to do it until just now. So that should be
Now
fixed.
you know.
Unless I forget, which is very likely because my memory is that of less than a goldfish. I'm stealing that from Raven for a second. But yeah, we want to just hop right into it.
Yeah, first companion.
Yeah, let's go.
Seelah.
Seelah.
The Paladin of Iomedae.
All right. Who wants to kick it off?
Okay, so we meet Seelah after we fall down the pit. She's trying to help what's her Anevia, right?
Yep.
Because Anevia had a big old rock fall on her foot.
Yep.
And Seelah's trying to push it off. She seems to like damn near be an alcoholic, which is interesting for a paladin. It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, she's got some chaotic good vibes for sure.
Which that's illegal.
It's actually kind of a recurring theme with several of the characters. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't played with her a whole lot lately. Because my last playthrough was actually a no experience run in which she was stuck as a level 1 forever. So I ditched her as soon as I got anybody that was a higher level. So I'm trying to remember her companion quest. And
the
I know...
League of the Inspiring Cart. You got to find the booze cart in the town squares, like the first one with forget the little gnome's name.
Yeah, I think it's a halfling. I thought it was a halfling.
Oh, you're right.
Is it a halfling? Okay.
And then
because I know Jaina's one of them. The like not.
Yeah.
And you find Jaina in the fucking Mount Doom spot.
Yep. And there's the night guy. Rocks. The night guy stuff becomes the main quest. Like he gets married. Right, because you're trying to get he's trying to get married, and demons possess all of the people, and
because it was all like cursed jewelry.
So it was cursed jewelry. So her whole thing is basically like trying to navigate like doing what's right and how to balance that between her friendships, which is kind of like lackluster in my opinion compared to other companions quests. It's not really as intense. Like it's just kind of like, oh, you don't know how to like be a good paladin and also be a good friend. That's kind of, we're in war, we don't have time for your friendship squabbles, is kind of my
well, like, okay, and the night guy like instantly tries to murder the halfling, like as soon as the halfling does anything against him, right?
Yeah.
Like, does that not... I think I remember that happening.
And he's very sus of your character and Seelah because of the power you've been granted.
Right. I can actually understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the whole, power corrupting thing and all that. And, like, this literally coming out of nowhere. Very suddenly.
The only thing I really like about Seelah is that her attitude is pretty much, like, unless you're a horrible person in the game, her attitude is like, I have your back.
Except with Ember. She's a real bitch to Ember a lot.
She just doesn't...
Which I don't appreciate.
I think it's because her own experiences as a street urchin person, she doesn't have sympathy for others who can't get themselves out of the streets the same way she did. So but it's like... if
Ember's not trying to do that. She's trying to do something entirely different.
Ember's also an atheist, so that's a part of it too.
So you have to be an ass? Like, you could be like, I don't approve of your decisions, but I'm not going to berate you about it every time I talk to you.
I've never met it's pretty on par for Paladin though.
Is it? I don't know. I've literally only played Paladin once, and it was in Kingmaker. I've never played one in the actual tabletop.
Every other Paladin in Menda would also probably be an ass if you were just like, the gods are not helpful.
I mean, she's right, but yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. She's kind of like your bro, but also
she's kind of a mech.
I don't know.
Right? I feel like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from what everyone said so far.
I mean, personally, I don't find her that interesting. I don't find her character quests very, very interesting at all. Not very compelling, really, in any way, in my opinion. I mean, she is a paladin. Paladins are really powerful, in the game. She can be made into a pretty good cavalier or fighter. Like, I kind of like her from a stat and mechanic standpoint, from like that point of view. But as far as a character, like, I feel like, with her being this happy-go-lucky, she's got almost like a chaotic personality, even though she's a paladin. And I feel like that doesn't fit very well. Like, I don't know, just from a role-playing and narrative standpoint, I think she's definitely one of the weaker characters. But from a mechanics and like a viability to actually use in combat, especially since you get her from level 1, so you can really build her out, from level 1. Like I feel like she's definitely one of these stronger ones, and I've got several builds that I do like to use with her.
I would agree.
But
and that's
are we
basically how I feel about
taking
her.
into consideration mechanics in this discussion, though?
I thought we were taking everything into consideration. If we want to go just story, like just personality and then I'm fine with that. I just thought we were kind of taking everything into consideration.
I feel like my main issue with mechanical standpoint is that there's only
that
like
can be based on
2...
your skill as a player as well.
Well, yeah, it's also like there's only 1 or 2 characters I think mechanically are not built right, and one of those got fixed in a patch. Like they fixed Sosiel's issues, so he's not horrible anymore for what he's trying to accomplish. So the only other person I have issue with then is Greyboar's build. So it's like I feel like the characters in this game mechanically are way better than they were in Kingmaker. Kingmaker was a mess.
I don't know what you're talking about. Kingmaker's great.
The companions were so
I could beat that game in an hour and 20 minutes. That Kingmaker is great.
All right. Well, yeah. If y'all want to throw that stuff out, then
I feel like
that. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of opinion, but then the way that you feel about the stories and the narrative, that's also opinion. So I mean, it's all kind of opinion.
Yeah,
but I'm good with throwing it out.
I feel like the mechanics thing and the builds potential, that comes down to each individual. Like the player's skill and knowledge of the game and the mechanics themselves, whereas the story is already put in. It's like it's been given to you as a whole from the developers. If we're gonna talk about builds and stuff like that, I feel like
Okay. All right. Well, let's just.
If we're gonna be talking auto builds, almost everybody's in D tier.
Yeah.
Let's just get that out of the way.
Hey guys, I don't know if this is happening to you guys, but there's been like 3 times throughout this where both of you guys have like frozen on my end.
Really? And then we like
only
move real quick to catch up.
Yeah, only briefly.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times.
Okay,
it's just some internet stutters, I think.
Also, Laura, are you not streaming this on YouTube at the same time?
Yeah, I am. It's just.
Oh, you're on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I'm on both. I'm on YouTube and Twitch.
Oh, you're cheating.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I always cheat. I'm also on Trovo and Facebook for anybody who's interested.
Lord Bovin said he couldn't find your stream on YouTube. So I didn't know
I'm actually fixing it right now. I set it up as an event, and then whenever I hit the stream, apparently I just streamed it as a new stream.
Gotcha.
So the event is still there. It is streaming. It's just not streaming as the event that I had originally set up.
Yeah.
Which is actually why I've looked a little bit distracted here while we were talking.
That's okay,
I was trying to fix that on the fly.
So I would say for Seelah, if we don't take mechanics into account, D. If we take mechanics into account, I'd bump her up to a C or B just because of her utter usefulness.
I honestly,
no mechanics, D for me.
I don't hate her character. I think it's okay.
I don't think D I guess for me D isn't like hate. D is just kind of like,
oh
well, D is the lowest that you could get.
Yeah,
like that's literally the worst case scenario.
But D, okay, I guess I'm thinking of it differently. Like characters that I hate, I also love the writing of. I just hate them personally. So
no, I definitely get what you mean there because you hate somebody like Daeran. I freaking hate Daeran. Can't stand Daeran.
But what a well-written character.
I don't think he's the worst character though. You know, if a character can elicit that kind of emotion from me, then hey, it's well done.
Seelah does nothing for me.
That's what I was gonna say. Seelah's kind of in the middle. Like I never think, God, I hate her, God, I love her, or anything like that, whenever it comes to her story and narrative, except for, and I meant to touch on this earlier, I'm going to touch on it now. I was kind of distracted and forgot. The one thing I do feel like they could have done much, much better with her, and, everything considered, D's sounding pretty good. Anyways, one thing I feel like they could have done much, much better with her is the choices that you make on your different mythic paths, like her leaving you as a lich, but then her not leaving you as like a devil, like stuff like that, like doesn't necessarily make sense. And I
Does she
also
leave-
do.
Oh. There goes again.
I'm pretty sure she only leaves if you go Lich.
She
That's
leaves.
So,
dumb.
She leaves if you
so-
go
so-
Swarm.
Oh, or Swarm. Everybody
But
leaves.
Well,
everyone
yeah,
Swarm,
but
leaves.
everybody
yeah.
leaves if you go Swarm.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
like from that, like a paladin who's willing to go like follow a demon or a devil, but not a lich. Like I don't know. I feel like that whole thing is just kind of screwed up. That's maybe not as much about her though as it is about Owlcat's personal choices, and maybe we have a whole separate discussion about that in the future.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know. D's actually sounded pretty good to me after I just talked through all of that.
I literally,
there.
if she wasn't a tank and in the front lines, I would forget she was there.
Yeah.
To me, that says C.
We can do C. I'm
Well,
cool with
like
that.
these are also personal rankings. Like we're
Yeah.
all ranking them individually.
That's
so,
true.
Like I'm gonna put her in C. You guys can put her in whatever.
I'll probably
rank you
put her
want.
in D. D's just gonna be my. I literally don't care that you exist in the story category. That's my
Nope.
D.
Just got a text from
Yeah.
my DoorDash.
Because I
kind of
guess
agree
I'm
with
gonna
that.
go
I kind of
more
agree with
on
that.
how I feel about the character overall, including the writing, not just how I feel about them as a person. That's how I'm gonna go about it.
Yep.
Because if this was how I feel about them as a person, almost no one would get S, because most of these people in real life I wouldn't interact with. So it's like,
Well, like I think it's a little bit of a combination of both, right?
yeah,
Kitten.
for sure. So
You
yeah,
have a kitten.
works. All right, so
Oh, hey, this camera angle actually shows the cat. a lot.
Pondor's favorite companion next. Camellia.
Here is a straight D.
Listen, I'll go into my spiel and explain Camellia for those of you that might not have played with her or know her very well. Camellia is a
The
you
worst.
meet her as a kind of innocent noblewoman, who's like very practical minded.
An innocent noblewoman that you meet right
Yes.
next to a corpse that is specifically stated to have wounds inconsistent with a fall.
Yes, exactly.
That killed him.
Also,
Yes,
there's the guy.
very innocent.
There's the guy when the gargoyles attack too, whose wounds are inconsistent with the gargoyle attacks.
Oh, I actually missed that part.
Yeah, because he's like the only one that was dead on the ground when you get there instead of being taken away, and he doesn't look like he has claw marks. It looks like he's been stabbed.
Fair enough.
But she turns out to be a serial killer, who blames it on killing people for power for a malicious spirit that she's using to help close the world wound. But really, she's just killing people for her own personal pleasure, which you find out later as well. So there's two. It's like a secret within a secret. Secret within a secret.
All right. Well, that was actually good because we forgot to tell y'all. Spoiler alert with all this, by the way.
Oh yeah. I mean, if we're gonna dive deep
if
on
we're
companions,
talking in depth about the characters, we're gonna spoil stuff.
But
Yeah, well, we probably still should have said it at the very beginning of the episode, and then whenever you were giving away the biggest freaking reveal in the entire game, I was like, oh yeah, we probably should have mentioned that.
Biggest, I disagree with that strongly.
But
I do not think it is even close to the biggest reveal in this game.
I think that
I would like to hear what you think is then.
I think the biggest reveal though is actually not the biggest reveal. Honestly, the most graphic written scene, in my opinion, in this game is your scene with her in the demon's brothel in the abyss. That whole thing is the most messed up thing I've ever seen.
I've never gotten that far because I murder her every chance I get.
She you're there, she's going to a room, and the room is basically this person thing becomes whoever you want them to be, your most inner desire.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when you get in there, and it turns into her dad, and then he kills her, and then she, if you're romancing her, she does you on top of him.
Wait, so she kills him?
Yeah, sorry, she kills him, and then
you said he kills her, and I was like, hold up now.
And then does you on top of him. She also stabs you at one point during intercourse and another time as well.
So, lowest tier.
No, listen.
Worst character.
She's crazy.
Worst character.
She's crazy. She's one of the
she's
most
S S tier for sure.
She's one of the most well-written characters in the whole game, in my opinion.
Nah. She's
Definitely.
just I like Stabby.
She's so well written.
Stab.
She's
I like
not,
this. Stab.
She's definitely not just I like Stabby.
Yeah.
That's not at all.
It was
true.
one of the most interesting companion quests out of all of them. Like completely.
I think it was the most interesting. It's not my favorite, but I think it's definitely the most interesting, the most twisted, the most unexpected.
We love
No,
it.
because what are you
by
talking
far.
about? The companion quest starts and you instantly kill her and then it's over. What are you talking about? It's interesting.
No wonder you're saying what you're saying. I see.
She has never lived past that basement.
I mean,
she has never once lived past that basement.
That in itself is interesting, though. The opportunity to
she's
kill
never
her right
not
away.
lived past the basement in mine. Like
that. That woman dies.
Listen.
I kill her in cold blood every time because she is the worst.
S tier. S tier.
D tier.
I would be a hypocrite if I didn't put Big Girl Cam as S tier when I've praised her across all my playthroughs. I have to. Also, if we got into mechanics, Shaman's one of the best classes in the game. So, that too.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. Also, crap character, D tier, hater.
Love
She's
her.
the worst.
Love her. Would do her again.
Oh God. No thanks. No thanks.
I mean, my character was a guy that turned people into furniture, so my character was pretty messed up when I did that run as well.
I mean,
people
fair,
into furniture,
but also...
That was a trickster thing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
My food's here. I'll be back in just a second.
I was cray.
Yeah, the trickster is quite
There's some
crazy
weird
and
shit you can do as a
interesting.
trickster.
Yeah. I think again, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily the best, but the trickster probably is the most interesting mythic path. Like I had a lot of fun with it, especially because all the other ones are kind of like really serious and a lot of times dark or like whatever, and like trickster's just like, all right, memes and fun. Let's go.
I have attained sustenance, and I am a happy boy because of it. Yeah, so her portrait moved as soon as we started talking to her for me. I knew exactly where she was going.
Hey, you, man. Alright, are we doing Lann before Wendu since Lann's better?
You also talked to him first.
We would if he was better, but he's not, so Wendu's definitely first.
Yep, we talked to him first
Lord
anyway.
Spire,
So by the rules, we meet him first, so we have to talk about him first.
Said Wenduag is far superior to Lann.
How
These sons of bitches.
dare you?
Yeah, I don't like Lann.
How you
Lann
gonna give me
is
a soda
definitely
but
one
not
of my
a straw to
least
go with
favorite
it?
characters.
I think narratively Wendu is superior. I just like the way she's written, but I hate her as a person. Like she is the most bottom feeding. I'll do anything. I'll do whatever you want for power.
Okay. I have never. Okay, so this is another.
Sounds pretty realistic to me.
This is okay. Wait. We're talking about Lann, not Wendu.
Yes.
Save that for Wendu.
Lann's a bro.
Lann's real full of himself though.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't know, he's kind of a more comical version of a Kundayo to me. From Kingmaker.
Why? Just because he's an archer?
No, I mean he's
Well, you
pretty...
saying that all archers look the same?
No, when he's not comical, he's pretty stoic in doom and gloom though. Like he's a realist. He tells you when shit's a waste of time, and he tells you when this is the most efficient thing to do.
I love the fast catch up.
Yeah, it's like freeze for like 5 seconds.
It's
and
real
then he's
good.
like chipmunk voice and speeding up to...
We get the chipmunk voice. I just get like demon face for a second.
Oh really?
Has me out everywhere, yeah.
Nice.
All right, food.
I
If you count
can't.
McDonald's.
I haven't actually played with Lann all the way through though, because I used him once, and it was when I was swarmed, so I killed him. So I don't know. I don't know how his story goes besides meeting his like mom or whatever.
So, in my casual playthrough, which I will be fair, I've only ever played through this game casually once. I've only played through this game casually once ever. I have done speedruns of it. I have done my no XP challenge run of it. Neither of which, well, actually, the speedruns actually do include Lann because he can be a very powerful archer. He just becomes a turret and just pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
But in my casual playthrough, he vanished and I didn't even notice.
Oh yeah.
I never noticed that he just vanished from my party at one point.
I feel like narratively they could have done more with the mongrels in general. And like after a certain point you just kind of forget mongrels exist.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer.
They just show up as mercenaries for your army.
Yeah, and then when you get to the Abyss and you deal with like Savamilek, you're like, oh crap, I forgot the mongrels were a thing, and now he's taken them all. Like, it's just not even.
I spent all of Act 2 and then like the first half of Act 3 like pissed off the first time that I played it through because I couldn't. I wasn't getting the army that I was promised. You know, I took Wenduag and she promises you like the mongrel army or whatever that's all that's all possessed by the demons and whatever else. And I kept like going to her like every single time I'd go to camp and like talking to her, waiting for the freaking option. And it's like yeah, then you finally get her little quest or whatever, like halfway through Act 3, and you get some mongrels at your base, but then that's it. It's like a little short little blurb, and
it's like
they definitely
was it like
done
12
more there
or something? It's probably like a real small number of them too.
Yeah, they're all small numbers. Like it's rare for them to give you any significant number
really
from anything that happens.
The mongrel archers are like the best archers. Like they will demolish units.
They're
better than marksmen?
No, they're not better than marksmen.
They're better for the number of them you need to be as efficient. You need less of them to be as good as a higher number of marksmen.
That doesn't make any sense. That would just make them plain ability, but the marksmen definitely do more damage, which whenever I've got my ranged characters, that's what I'm going for is the damage.
Yeah, you want to maximize that. Glass cannon
just the one shot, just the one shot everything. I don't know. That's the way I do it, anyways. That's my opinion. I don't know how we got off on freaking
army
campaign.
Mechanics.
Yeah, army.
All right, so Lann.
Builds, but
he is kind of naive. He's kind of naive in some ways.
Yeah, he's realistic when it comes to survival, but he's naive when it comes to like dealing with people.
Yeah, I might say like idealistic. I don't know about naive. Yeah,
idealistic,
he's definitely idealistic.
Term. Yeah, I vibe with that.
I mean, like,
he's a little too self-deprecating sometimes too. It gets really annoying.
Does anybody else feel like he should not be lawful alignment? Because Hillman, he's the one I was thinking of whenever we mentioned Seelah, like maybe being a little too chaotic.
I feel like he should be a paladin.
Neutral. I would put him at true neutral.
Definitely
since our other true
he should
neutral,
definitely be neutral.
Like Camellia is not even true neutral, so we only got one true neutral person anyway.
Wait, when she has the amulet on, does it really show her as true neutral?
Yeah.
Garbage.
That's why I was excited. I was a true neutral romance?
Are you sure?
Yes.
No, you
it
can't
just
actually believe
alignment.
that when she literally has an amulet equipped that you can't take off that says hides their alignment.
I knew about her alignment before you got to see her inventory. Her alignment was released when they announced her as a character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I knew about her alignment for a long time. I was excited. I was built up for it, and I was a lie. It was a lie.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
didn't know that because,
not on her anymore.
Well, I'm telling you, I literally avoided all spoilers for this game.
Yeah.
Prior to our release event thing.
I
definitely do that for games. Like, I go out of my
literally,
way to...
I know like 5 Pokemon in the new Pokemon.
I know
games.
so many. I'll list them all right now.
I will end this stream.
It's why if you ever watch it, any of our streams for like pretty much any game, like everybody who's on the stream is just like constantly giving me advice. You should do this. No, this is how you do that. This is how you do that. Because they're all watching like videos of people who are like teaching them to be experts. And I mean, it's fine for people to do that and like let me know. Like that's cool to be interactive on stream and everything. Like I'm down with that. But as far as like I don't watch any videos like that. Like I want to discover it all for myself as I'm going along. That's like way more fun and interesting for me. So yeah, viewers pretty much always know more about the game than I do. I guess that's my point there.
I allowed that.
The freezing
because they were all. Huh?
Sorry, it keeps freezing you.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Every time Pondor opens his mouth.
Yep, it's me. It's my fault. I'm the bad guy.
We'll have to find some better software for doing this
we'll
for the next episode.
As we go.
Yeah, we will.
First day problem.
So I put Lann at C, by the way, just because like I don't know him well enough to really judge him, but based on what I do know, he's kind of but I don't forget that he's there like I do Seelah. So
I literally forgot that he was there. I literally forgot that he existed.
I'll give Lann this. He's got the best one-liners in the game. Like with some of his
good ones.
Yeah. Whenever you first meet him, and you stay the night in the mongrel village or whatever, and then he comes and he wakes you up. There's like an evil option to
it's like God, that's not what I want to see when I wake up.
Yeah, exactly. and then he makes like a comment about having had sex with your mother or something. I forget what it is exactly, but oh my, every time I read that, like I laugh, like it's funny, even though I know that it's coming.
I'll
like,
also
I don't
say
know
this.
that one gets me. He's also got some while they're camping that are pretty good.
His kingdom management choices I think are generally like I always choose his stuff whenever you're choosing like
he does have some good stuff. I tend to go with Reggie's more than him. Reggie's got some good
and he's
stuff.
He is one of the only two really good options when you fight the Vescover Swarm the first time in the little book mission. Him and Sosiel are the only two like good outcome options, pretty much. Everyone else, people like a lot of your people die. You'll lose people in your army. Any other person that you choose besides those two.
Huh? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Neither did I.
Regill literally has all of his people just stand there and get eaten. Like that's like
sounds like a Hell Knight, right?
Yeah.
But Lann fucking plays Pop Goes the Weasel with him. I love it.
What book event are you talking about?
With
are
the
you talking about Leper Smile?
Leper Smile. He like pops through the holes and like strings the Vescovers along, and it's brilliant.
I've always just had Nura do that.
Oh no, I've had Nura do it, and I've had I'm drawing a blank now.
I had Sosiel do it because he heals everyone as they're getting eaten.
Alive.
Which is like...
I believe.
It specifically reads like Sosiel's like healing them, and they're like getting eaten and then being healed and then getting eaten and then being healed, and it's like, that's horrifying.
So hell. So actual hell. Gaia.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. All right, interesting. I'll have
to let me die.
Try that next time I have Lann there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Lann, fairly forgettable character, I think.
Igor, how is Seelah D? Well, you're gonna have to go back and listen to our description about how none of us even really remember that she exists until she's taking hits in the front lines.
As a character, we got it. We got to preface this. No
Come
mechanics allowed in this discussion.
It's not based on
Only
mechanics.
Story and character.
It's not based on mechanics. It's because she's boring, and her story is boring.
Don't tell him too much. He's got to go back and watch it as a punishment for being tardy.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Wendu, D, like I hate her. I don't think her stuff is even that interestingly written. Like, it's written true to her character, but I
Apparently-
don't think it's that interesting.
Apparently, if you romance her,
That's
her
a
character becomes much more deep.
That's a horrible stipulation to have a deep narrative.
Fair, because a lot of people aren't going to do that because she's a terrible person at the beginning.
Yeah.
But you're also the person who went straight for Camellia.
Camellia,
so you have no room to talk.
Don't talk.
You have zero room to talk, sir. You went straight for the serial killer, not the serial survivalist.
Camellia's worse.
I love Camellia so much. I love it.
Oh man, this serial killer who kills for fun. Oh man, I love her so much. This person who is a coward.
For more than fun, it's for actual physical arousal.
Yeah, this person who's just learned that this is how you survive and live and continue being an alive person. Yeah, fuck that one.
I think Wenduag has one of the most interesting and actually relatable, or realistic, stories. Like, you know, if you were a mongrel that was raised underground under those conditions, and you had all these things happen, like you would end up like her, like most likely 9 times out of 10, definitely not like Lann.
I would agree with you. I just think it's the bottom feeder thing is just kind of like done a lot. And I just wasn't into it, I guess. I just wasn't feeling it.
She is 100% looking out for number one, right? Like, that is her whole deal. She will go with whoever is strongest so that she can survive.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. Like, when you grow up in that scenario, like and especially when you're introduced to Savamelech, I don't know how old she was when that happened. But when like that is the person that you are introduced to at an impressionable age, and you're literally given the choice, join or die, like a teenager is going to join. Like, they're going to do that thing. Like, I'm sorry, when given those choices, like maybe one out of 100 people will say no, but like the vast majority were like, I don't want to die, fuck that. Okay. Yeah. I will do this thing, and then that changed her, right? Like, that's the whole thing, is that it changes you. Well, it like brings out your rage. Reminds me a bit of Peter Pettigrew, kind of a little bit. Except she's a spider person, not a mouse person.
I do think like it's super realistic and relatable. I also hate that she ends up betraying you again. And I have zero tolerance for traitors. Like, that is like the lawful in me. I'm like, you betray me, you're dead. You're done.
She doesn't necessarily betray you again.
She kind of pits you against someone, and then she sees who wins, and that's who she follows. That's basically betrayal.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I do think like that's realistic.
I thought you were just talking about like if you didn't do her quest or do it correctly or whatever in the abyss, then her turning on you went in at the beginning of Act 5. I thought that's what you were talking about.
Oh no. I haven't gotten that far with her.
She actually shows up there to murder you if you don't go with her and do the stuff with Savamelech or whatever, with demons to murder you while you're taking back Dresden in Act 5.
That's a trail.
That's what I thought you were talking about. Anyways, that's Wenduag. I don't know. I like her. I mean, I'm not gonna put her as S tier because I agree she's not as interesting as the S tier companions, Camellia, and then I think there's like one,
Rose, the fact that you
two
both
others.
have her as S tier, absolutely disgusting.
Is definitely where she belongs.
Igor says, I do like Wendu, but she has way too many hairy legs.
Yeah.
Needs to shave them spider legs.
I think that just makes things more interesting, right?
Yeah.
Does it though? Or is it just the worst?
It's just those. So, for this next one, for Woljif, I'm going to say this. At first, I understood how mechanically he's fun to mess around with and can be built in different ways to be very powerful. Not doing mechanics, my first run through, I thought narratively Sorry. I thought
It's all good,
narratively
man.
he was just and he like left you at one point, and I was like, fuck this guy. Can't believe you did that. Done with you. Hope the gargoyles eat your carcass, whatever. But I got to the end on both a good guy and an evil guy playthrough with his story. And the different ways you can take his ending, I feel like makes his narrative like really, really interesting. He can become your bro, or you can be two evil head honchos who agree to work together for power, which is like, that's really cool. I think that's really cool.
I really like Woljif. Also, I put Wendu in B tier, by the way. Where'd you guys put her?
D.
A.
D for don't put your hairy legs anywhere near me.
Gotcha. I really liked Woljif. What's up, Lord Bovin?
Hey,
How
Lord.
are you doing?
Lord Bovin.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to post this periodically in chat. It is a multi-Twitch that has me, Unsung, and Lorespire in it.
Boop, boop.
So that you can see each of our perspectives.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you played a lot
Woljif
with Woljif.
was actually my originally planned romance in the game. Like, that was the person that I was planning to romance in my first playthrough. And then I found out you couldn't, and I was very sad.
I honestly think that if they did ever incorporate a romance with him, like, he'd be like narratively one of the best companions. Like, by far. Yeah.
Oh yeah, easily.
Be super interesting.
So Woljif, we gotta mention the fact that he bails, right?
Yeah.
He bails after the gargoyle attack.
But it's not unexpected though. I mean, he pretty much tells you that he's like, fuck friendship. Like he's not into it.
he's straight up with you. How you kidding? He is very blatant with his goals and his ideals about that type of thing at first. He's another character that's looking out for number one.
Yep.
Right? He's much like Wendu in that aspect. And like Wendu, if you go through her romance plot, that changes as you progress through his companion quest, right?
Yeah.
So the more, I've only gone through as a good guy with him. I have not done the evil one. So I only know the fact that like y'all become fucking bros at the end of it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he like is going through and he's trying to discover like his demonic ancestor, and he finds them, and me or die kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Which that happens with basically every villain, but at least this one has the family aspect to it. I really liked his story. I really like him as a character, and as I said, I wanted to romance him at first. So points off because we can't romance him.
The bad guy ending is really cool. Like his portrait changes. Yep. He's more demonic, and he's like, you know what? I like what you're doing. Like if you're evil, he's like, you know what? I like what you're doing. I'll work with you so that we can both succeed, kind of thing. And it's just like, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you that it's cool that you can get to two different outcomes that are so different. I feel like the bad guy ending though just doesn't fit everything that he is, like up until that point. Like the good guy, like be my bro ending, like actually like fits what he is the whole time. I feel like that's just kind of, I mean, kudos, extra points for giving us two options or two outcomes that are just so different from each other. Like I really love that aspect, but I feel like they didn't build up to it very well. Like you can't really see the steps very well, like what's making him become that. Like he still seems like the bro all the way right up until he just turns evil. There, that's what I thought.
Zins is like, fuck that multi-Twitch. I don't want Camellia and S.
The shade. The shade.
The correct perception.
I can't believe you.
The objectively correct opinion.
Igor
No,
said
the objectively correct opinion is S because we agreed it's a voting
Nope.
thing, and we got two
I never
S's
said
and one
shit about
non-S.
voting. Nope.
No,
Nope,
we
that
all
was not
agreed.
something that was talked
Fondor,
about.
you can't try to.
Definitely was.
Let's pull up the
Yeah,
meeting
it wasn't
transcript.
talked about on stream, but it was.
Where's
it
the
was
meeting
talked about.
transcript?
Oh, there ain't one. No proof.
Fondor, after you said
Y'all
the
can't prove
romance
shit.
thing, Igor said Woljif gave him underage vibes the entire game.
I actually never got that.
I did because
I never got that.
He treats you like a mentor part of the time.
Yeah, he did. He does. I don't know how old he actually is, but he does give off like a kind of 14 to 16-year-old
Yeah.
like teenager
It's
kind
like
of
it's
vibe.
like you're in the Big Brother
Literally
program.
never got that from me.
And then, yeah, Igor, they probably don't know much about Riverdale, but I agree. Jughead from Riverdale, absolutely. That's hilarious. I like that vibe too. I've watched all of that trash TV. Don't worry about it.
I have never seen it. Never even heard of it until now.
It's pretty trash, but it's great. Yeah,
Know
I
about
put
Rivendell?
Woljif
Is
in
that
A.
the same?
I put Woljif in A.
Yeah,
He's great.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
It's either A or S tier for me. Like, I really like his character.
Can't say that I would take him to S. I mean, he's not trying to do
he
me and
like,
kill people, so that's kind of my criteria.
Yeah, yeah. We know what gets you off on some. I think I'm gonna leave him in A. There's a couple of people that are gonna be going into S, but it's not gonna be.
I think I have like 2 or 3 more that could be S, depending.
Also, we've only been doing this for an hour, and we are almost on the last.
Yeah, I was
character
gonna
we were
say
planning on
that.
doing today.
Yeah.
We could definitely get through all
I
these
just
today.
noticed that too.
We could definitely get through all of these today.
Not even an hour. I think we started like 12 minutes late or something like that. So
Yeah, so-
we could get
less
through
than
them
an
all.
hour.
Easy 12 character day.
All right.
All right,
Next up, Ember.
Ember.
Best girl.
Listen, you get automatic points for being the precious baby in the group, I guess, but it's like a dumb way to get automatic points for it. I like that she's kind of like, I do like the like childlike mentality, despite her like physical appearance kind of thing. I think that's interesting, and I like that she's her child.
I don't think it's despite of. I think the physical trauma that you went through is what caused her mental state to be.
I just meant like in comparison to. So I think it's also interesting, like being an atheist and being so innocent. Her like explanations of how useless the gods are just so like child logic, and I think that that's like hilarious and also like, oh my god, that's true. Like you just are like, that makes sense. But that's how child logic is, which is hilarious to me, and I think it's great.
She also has some weird way, like she has a really weird way with people.
Yeah.
Right? Like she literally convinces demons to not be evil.
Yeah.
Just with words. Like
Yeah.
it's not shown to be a supernatural power or magic or anything like that. She's just shown to be so like, well, I don't know, because like the things that she says don't seem like they would be able to get through to a demon that's been around for thousands of years, right? Because that's kind of the thing with demons, is that they're immortal until they're killed, right?
Igor says her redeeming of Nauticula is canon and Galorian lore, actually.
Well, like, the thing is that happens regardless. I think she might. I think the thing is. But the redemption of Nauticula happens regardless of whether you have Ember talk to her. So the fact that Nauticula like calls her out, she's like, "You're not telling me anything I don't already know, child," is kind of apt because it literally happens regardless.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But the fact that she can convince a bunch of lesser demons to join the side of the Crusades and like go pacifist is
my personal theory, or just how my head canon for it, is just like there's some sort of innate, imperceivable power to her, like, innocence compared to like the Abyss. Like her innocence has some type of like magnitude and impact when she talks to those like demons and other people, and it has an effect because she's so innocent and pure compared to the surroundings. And I think that was my explanation for why that stuff was happening.
Right. But if we're going off, if we're going off specifically what is stated in game, there's no stated reason that for any of that.
Right? I know, but
it's all headcanon stuff.
But
which I mean,
it's supposed to be inferred.
That can be an argument.
Yeah,
that can be an argument. I'm not saying it can't be. I'm just saying, like, just to be clear, you know, for anybody that's confused, there is no in-game reason given for her seemingly supernatural ability to convince assholes to not be assholes.
Which I think is cool. I think it's cool to leave some stuff like that kind of open-ended or like not talked about.
Yeah.
We don't need to explain everything.
No, I'm not saying we do.
Yeah.
So I do like her because like she is basically correct about the gods. Like, they do help in small ways, you know, clerics, paladins, they get their powers from a deity, right? But then again, there's clerics that are like they're like clerics of the of no gods, right? Like, they're just clerics of certain ways of life, or paladins of certain ways of life, where they have oaths and they develop powers just as well. I can't remember any of the specifics examples off the top of my head, but I know that they exist because I remember reacting, but like, wait, so they don't need a god to do this? So it's more the faith thing than the god thing that gives them their abilities. So what do gods bring to the table? Right? Like, they really don't bring anything at all.
Well, I mean, Queen Galfrey's power now comes directly from the gods granting it to her. There was a ritual and everything.
Try that one more time.
Iomedae was like, so Galfrey's power that she has in the game when you play is actually granted from a ritual with Iomedae and her servants. Like, there are
the
people
worst
who are
person was
granted
given power by the god. Gotcha.
Yeah, there are like demigod type people.
Right, but Galfrey's also the worst, so that's actually a point against the gods, in my opinion.
Look, if you've been doing it for hundreds of years and nothing
100.
tactical works,
100.
Whatever.
100
That's
years,
a long time
and
to fight
her
a war.
tactics haven't worked. Her tactics haven't worked.
Yeah, that's why she threw tactics away. That was the whole point.
That's not how you win a war.
If you can't do it for 100 years, if you can't do it for 100 years, you're not going to. You're never going to. If you can't solve it for 100 years, you're not going to.
All right. Well, that kind of feeds into what you're talking about with the gods, because Iomedae or any one of the gods could have just came down there and freaking ended the war, but they chose to do jack shit because, yeah.
There are agreements and international, interdeific, I guess, rules that prevent that from happening. But counter argument is Discari already broke those fucking rules.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're breaking the rules from the beginning.
Aren't allowed to take a personal, basically take to the field personally. So gods aren't allowed to take to the field personally. Discari broke those rules. Therefore, a balancing power should have come down from the god side and been like, bitch, nah. Like,
but Iomedae came down at one point to tell you that she couldn't do anything.
Yeah, she literally shows up and she's like, "Yeah, I'm helpless," and it's like,
"I'm gonna save the day." Oh,
I'm gonna actually rewrite. I'm gonna rewrite the unranked tier to F and just put all caps, just Iomedae right there. Just fuck that bitch. Worst
you have the
god
powers
ever.
of a literal god. Cool, you're my slave now. Yeah. Necromancer. Necromancer also just taking that demigod status from Galfrey and just turning her into a minion.
Like, you've got a dead
Old
guy.
crone undead Galfrey.
you've got a dead guy who's like locked away in the bottom of a tower, who turns you into a lich, who from the bottom of the tower did more for the crusade than Iomade ever fucking did.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the gods are actually, you know what? I'm just
he's
doing
locked
it
in
right
a
now.
basement, man.
Ember is the first S tier on my list.
I'm gonna put Ember as a solid
Ember
B
was right.
because narratively, and if I role played this game, I can't in good conscience bring her anywhere because in real life I would never do that. I would keep her at camp all the time because she could die, and that would freak me out.
Yeah, I will
so
say
good,
that
though.
after playing with or demon or whatever, like I can't be an asshole to her. Like I can't spit out the dick. Like I just feel bad, like actually bad. And if
I feel bad for these pixels.
If the way that her character is written and created can make me feel like that, like I think I got to go with S tier for her too.
Yeah, I love Ember as a character.
The first time I played the game in beta, I didn't know you could actually get her, and so whenever I met her, of course I was playing evil, and I freaking killed her. Like whenever I first met her, and then like later on, I know that's exactly how I felt. Then like the next time that I played through, like I found out that I could get her on my team, like as a part of my party, and then once she's a part of my party, I get to know her, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I freaking killed this little girl before. What a asshole.
This little girl that's been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, how old is Ember actually?
110, I think.
Yeah, she's like just at adulthood for an elf, but mentally not.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, she was burned by Holrun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that was like inferred that it was like that was indicated that it was a long time ago ish.
Yeah, it was when he was younger. He was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like 2-3 decades, you think? 20-30 years since that happened, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. That's a good estimate.
Because I kind of picture I kind of picture Holrun as like late 50s, early 60s kind of guy.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, so that'd be around, 30s for him.
Yeah. So for her, that's below 100, which is like before elves mature. Like.
Right. And then that kind of locked her mind into that state, kind of thing, like where it just kind of withdrew and just did not develop any further into adult maturity kind of thing. But yeah, Ember S tier. Okay, so that's it. We're just gonna end the stream an hour and 15 minutes early. Bye, guys. But yeah, so that was the original 6. That's where we were planning on stopping today. But we have an hour and 15 minutes left.
We could finish it. We can also, I don't know if there's like other game things like that we wanted to talk about, or like Rogue Traders trailer or anything like that.
I know nothing about. I have not actually seen the trailer.
The gameplay trailer that released today.
Yeah, we both posted that in our Discords like around the same time. I thought that was funny.
Happened today.
Yeah, I actually did a post of it with the or on my YouTube channel too, not just in the Discord, because I was hoping to get a little conversation going. I'll have to check it after this because I actually didn't appreciate it that much, not as much as I thought I would have. I've got some mixed feelings with it anyways, which would be fun to discuss, but maybe next time, so that Pandora have a chance to watch it and participate.
I'm down to just go through the rest of these characters.
Okay.
And then we can have this as the character arc, and then we can do something else next time entirely.
Sounds good.
All right.
Cool.
So Nenio is up next.
Never did any of her quest stuff ever because she annoys me, and people
confirmed
like her in real
Unsung
life.
is bad at puzzles, and he's
People
blaming it on characters.
Like her in real life who care about knowledge and are apathetic towards people piss me off, and I don't like her.
She
has no care for
polarizing
anyone's
character.
She has no care.
She's
for
a very polarizing character. No, she gives zero fucks about
gives
individuals.
Zero shits. Yeah.
Zero fucks about individuals.
I don't like it.
And the which kind of makes sense once you get to the end of her story.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's literally a construct.
Oh,
I haven't seen that.
Like
so
spoilers for the end of her thing. She's literally a construct from an evil god. The Sphinx god. I can't remember his fucking name. The Sphinx god, or her name.
I mean, that's actually interesting.
Yeah, she is a non-creature that was constructed by the Sphinx god to like go out and gather knowledge. But the knowledge that she gathers is completely inane. A lot of it. Like a lot of it is literally nonsense. Which is interesting because that just like she's a poorly programmed computer.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
She's a computer that's like, go out and gather knowledge. Okay, what kind? Knowledge. All right. What does shit taste like? Like, I think she literally does that at one point. With the Folsom Queen. Doesn't she, like, try to lick the Folsom Queen to see what she tastes like or something like? Like, the stuff that she does is just completely batshit. It's
yeah, I know
crazy.
she does do a lot of batshit stuff. I don't specifically remember that with the Folsom Queen. But...
I might just be, like...
Oh, are you talking about the chick that, like, is, like, the pile of shit chick in the caves or whatever? And that one
Yeah,
she does try to... Yes.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't misremembering that, because...
Yeah.
Gross.
Because the Folsom Queen offers you a taste to seduce you, and Nenio's like, "Oh, I wanna lick."
She literally just wants to bang you just to see what it's like, and she's like, "Like this is how companionship and relationships happen, right?" I'm like, I mean, sometimes, but not always, and not usually. This is usually not how they start, but.
I mean, that's a lot more interesting than dealing with her in the beginning, that's for sure. I do love the voice actress, though.
Oh, yeah. She kills it.
Yeah. Voice actress has done well. I don't know. I like the character a lot.
I think it's a very interesting character, especially once you learn the origins of the character.
Also, I just want to say real quick, Igor, your unscientific, our tier charts are facts. You need to deal with that.
Yeah, these are objectively correct opinions, sir, and I will thank you to respect them.
I don't know. Personally, I think even independent of the end of her quest and finding out that she's actually a construct, like I just found her interesting before then, like from the very beginning. Whenever you first start into her, just I mean, I know, I guess it's meme-ish or whatever, but the way she's talking to you, like, I'll allow you to accompany me. Like, I don't know, I got a kick out of it. Like, I know on stream, like we talked about it on stream. It seemed like most of the viewers and stuff, whenever we were first going through it, really enjoyed it. Like, I think that she's well done. She provides some levity and whatever to dark situations and some humor in a game that doesn't really have enough of that, in my opinion. I think that's one thing I could use a little bit more of. And I really like her. I think that she's definitely one of the better characters for sure. Just for her entertainment value, even if it is meme-ish with her wanting to have sex with you or get drunk with you just for those reasons, or, her always acting like she's allowing you to be with her. Like, I don't know. I find it amusing.
She is definitely a polarizing character. A lot of people really, really dislike Nenio.
That is true. Everybody loves her or hates her. Yeah. Not very many people are in between.
I'm kind of okay with there not being as much humor in this game, considering how grave the subject matter is.
Yeah.
It's like, this is literally the potential end of the world if we fail this. If we fuck this up, everybody dies. And so, like, having a bit of a more serious tone, I'm okay with. I'm perfectly okay with that.
I like the serious tone, but I still think, like, you could have characters that bring more humor and levity to it.
Yeah, and having a character like Nenio who gives zero fucks about the well-being of other people, still fighting on the side of the crusade and still fighting to end the world wound against a person that she proclaims multiple times to be an inspiration to her. Like, referring to Arilu. Like, she loves that woman.
Yeah, she does.
Considers her,
She goes on and on and on about her.
Yeah. So she is a bit LOL random. A bit too much sometimes for me. But
hey, Igor agrees with me. Thank you for that.
I feel like
ahead. It's nice for somebody to finally agree with me.
I feel like I'm leaving her unranked because I have not played with her like at all, and I don't feel like I can in good conscience rank her when I haven't really seen her like dialogue in her story.
Unranked, isn't that the F tier with Iomade? You're putting her with Iomade? That's pretty low.
I'll put in a new tier for Iomade specifically.
I mean, I have very little experience with Wendu and Lann as characters, and I still ranked them. Like, you just go off of what you know.
I don't know anything.
Or if you
literally brought her nowhere. I don't. Well, like, ever
okay,
take
but
her.
you still like had her intro, and you've heard our statements about it, so you can.
I don't know. I can just leave her unranked. I feel weird. I don't know how to rank her, honestly. Like, if I ranked her now, I'd put her at like D just based on personality, but I don't know anything else about her, and I haven't played with her. So
if you think she should be
I'm
D,
putting her
you
in
can go
D
D,
tier.
or if you want to go unranked, that's your choice. It's your list. I've got no control over your list.
I'm gonna put her in B tier. Like, I think she's better than Lann and Seelah, definitely. I kind of put her on the same tier as Wendu. I like her character.
So did I.
But I don't think she's on the level of Woljif or Ember in my objectively correct opinion.
I also have that on my list. She's not at the same level of them.
All right, Daeran.
All right, the next S tier companion, my boy Daeran. My boy
Really?
Daeran.
That better be sarcasm.
No,
no.
I have warmed to Daeran.
Day is bae. Day is bae.
As I've played through more and more, part of that simply being mechanics, which is not a factor in this. He's just a better healer than Sosiel is, just objectively. But my first impression of him was trash. Because literally the first thing that ever
you got hooked on like
he's
that
one of the
line.
first lines of dialogue. One of the first lines of dialogue that you hear in the entire game is Daeran saying, just kick him in a ditch. Roll him out of my way. I don't want him ruining my
Yeah.
Like, so, bad first impression. Seems I disconnected for a second. Am I back?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you're back.
Okay, good. I
don't know. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Igor just brings up a good point. He is very, very sweet with Ember, which definitely bumps him up a lot.
Yeah, he is.
And like he does have reasons for being very aloof, right? Like, he has a very good reason to keep himself separate from everybody else.
Yep. Right?
Because anybody that gets too close to him runs the risk of discovering a secret and off with their heads.
Yep.
So he has a very good reason to do that, and he does, come around once he understands that you're willing to help him with that.
Yeah. And even when he's an asshole, like, listen, you'd be an asshole too if like your entire family were like murdered by a demon.
Yeah, that's also a hugely traumatic incident that happened.
Like, he was so small.
I could just say he's a total asshole from the very beginning. The first time I met him at his mansion and he's talking all pompously. It's like, okay, I hate this guy, some pompous noble ass who's, way too concerned with himself to give a shit about anything or anybody else. So I killed him. And to be honest, I don't think I would play any character that would not kill him there, but for other reasons besides role playing, I have of course let him live. And like accompany me, and he does definitely get better later on. And he's really interesting throughout,
Yeah.
but I hate him. I kind of love to hate him maybe, but I definitely hate him, even despite him being an interesting character. Also, hard disagree. I don't like him mechanically, which is one reason why even whenever I bring him along, I never use him. I just like take him along to do his quests.
Oh man, spontaneous casters are so much better than prepared casters. Oh my god, spontaneous
like
casters.
Healing ability
in a video game context. In a video game context, spontaneous casters are better than prepared casters.
Yeah.
In tabletop, prepared casters beat spontaneous almost every single time.
If we're only talking about spell casting and casting regular spells, then maybe that is correct. But you got to consider the domain differences. Guarded Hearth right there is worth more than everything he could do, because with
there's
most
also
parties
the
and most
impossible
fights,
domain. You could also just get the impossible domain, can't you?
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have a domain. Like, he can't get Guarded Hearth, the community domain. He's not a cleric. He's an oracle.
What does Guarded Hearth do again?
I will say, Guarded Hearth.
They did nerf it recently, so it's not as good as it was. But before they nerfed it,
I will say,
and even now, it's still incredibly good.
I will say, Lorespire, despite the argumentative feedback I've gotten on my cleric or my like streams with like building Sosiel and doing cleric stuff, I love the community domain. Every time I build Sosiel, I'm like, we're getting the community domain, you're getting Guarded Hearth, we're doing it because Guarded Hearth is so good.
I always go animal domain so I can just get an animal
especially
companion.
if you're playing on higher difficulties, or if you're playing last as Lanti, like I don't know, I'd say it's almost required.
But I will say, like, because of, like, the life oracle mystery things that he can do are better for healing specifically than anything a cleric can do.
Yeah. No. I'll grant that he is a better, specifically a healer, but he's not a better character, so I always think Sosiel.
I guess for me,
Sosiel's a good enough healer. Like, he's a good enough healer that he can get the job done in pretty much any situation, and then he's got all the other
I guess for me, I always play support characters, so I only need Daeran to be a healer, because I do all of the buffing and the support and all of that myself.
Yeah. And my playthroughs have always been speedruns.
Yeah.
Where that choice was a viable, was a meaningful one. And you want spontaneous casters in speedruns.
I'd actually say
you don't have to spend time prepping up the spells individually.
I'd actually say in tabletops, spontaneous casters are also just easier to manage and more fun to play in tabletop too, to be honest. Like,
right, but if you're like full on min-maxing, prepared casters are going to beat them out.
If you're min-maxing in a tabletop game, you're playing D&D wrong, but that's a whole other thing.
Agreed. But that there is the argument. It's like, if you are trying to do your absolute, like, say you're in a very harsh environment and you're doing everything you can to survive, a prepared caster will have an advantage over a spontaneous.
There's a lot more versatility for sure.
Yeah.
But I love Daeran. I think he's
so let's talk about the Arcanist. I don't know anything about that, so we're not.
He's trashy and hilarious, and honestly, when he was like, the demons broke into my room and ruined my party, so I'm gonna ruin theirs, I was like, let's do it, baby, let's go. Like,
yeah, when I first played this game, Daeran would definitely have been in D tier with Camellia. 100%, they would have been in the same tier, trash tier.
They're in the same tier in mine.
I know, because you're a trash taste. But honestly, like, I've come to really like Daeran as a character.
Yeah,
I'm actually gonna put him in A tier.
I've heard his romance is really good too, actually, from what people have said. Like, it's very romantic. I've
not seen his. I've not experienced his romance. I will say though that
sending me flowers, and I'm like, yo, bro, I was just being nice to you, man. I don't like you like that.
Igor said there's a quote that he does where he says, "Teach me to breathe again," and Igor says it's the most romantic thing he's ever seen in a video game.
What does that even mean, though?
Teach me to. Well, you probably got to be there and have the context of the scene.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say, like, that out of context, that line is real weird. It's like, bruh, you literally have to breathe to speak.
Well, it doesn't mean it realistically. He means it like he can't breathe because he's constantly suffocated with the weight of he has an entity inside him peering through his eyes all the time.
Is that the context?
Probably.
I got
so
a
you're
question here,
assuming things, sir.
has anybody confronted Daeran about the entity? You
I've
get
been
the warning,
afraid to.
like, no. So have I, because I'm always playing on Last is Lanti whenever I go through there, and it's like, if I wipe the last 25 hours,
Yeah,
is, like,
because if you
freaking
say
gone.
something,
I
and
haven't
then
done it either, but I was just curious if anybody has,
if you
because
confront him and the thing spawns, you're fucked. Like,
exactly, and that's why I haven't done it, because Last is Lanti,
I
but like,
really
I
want to.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
I really want to.
I need to play through that game again.
Just
Yeah, you do. Everybody needs to.
I'm
the
on
game
my
is
third
freaking
run
amazing.
right now.
Well, I've only played, like, I've only done 2 non-speedrun playthroughs of that game, and one of them was the level 1 challenge. I've only ever done my original Legend playthrough, my Lich to Legend.
I did Trickster bullshit meme run, and I did my Evil Swarm run, and now I'm playing it as what I would do.
That's how I always play it, like, the first time through. Like,
I wanted to, but we were loving the Trickster choices so much that I couldn't pass it up. Like, I would never be that chaotic in real life, but they were so fucking funny.
No, I get that. I totally get that. Tricksters
I just had an idea in my head for the Lich. I was like, I want to be a Cavalier. Because, like, I made that decision when we were doing that pre-show.
Yeah,
right,
because it was like new class, animal companion, done. Like, that was your.
Not just that, it showed a Triceratops animal companion.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking bet I'm riding a Triceratops in a battle every fucking time. Let's fucking go. So I knew I was going to be a Cavalier.
To be fair,
then I realized, oh, there's only one archetype that you could actually ride a Triceratops, so I have to be that archetype. Oh shit, you have to be level 7 before you can ride the Triceratops, because the Triceratops is a medium fucking creature for some fucking. I'm mad. I'm still mad.
To be fair,
the mammoth and yeah.
In the Cavaliers,
a medium creature.
In the Cavaliers' defense, in tabletop, Cavalier is actually one of the most powerful classes as well. Like, Cavalier is a broken ass
Cavalier
class.
in this was a stupid powerful class.
Even
before I was critting for like 700.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane.
It's like vital
absurdly
striking,
powerful.
but all you do is charge. It's like vital striking, but all you do is charge.
I would literally run my character off to the side, charge in, then just run away, and then charge in again. Like, that's literally all I did the entire fight.
Yeah,
it's nutty.
Yeah, and if you combine that with a scald and you get the pounce for everybody, you don't just get the charge attack, you get all of your regular attacks with it because it extends pounce it's freaking crazy. The amount of damage.
I do know that I one-shot Discari.
That's why I always have scalds. Hell yeah.
I literally one-shot Discari the first time I fought him. I loaded so many times to try to replicate that, but I couldn't do it. I just, like, super high rolled a crit and one-shot one of the final bosses of the game.
Nice.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah.
Okay, how did we get the Cavalier from Daeran?
I was gonna say, speaking of Cavaliers,
or Sosiel. Yeah.
Okay, Sosiel.
I don't really like Sosiel as a character. He's kind of
neither do I.
Neither do I. His whole he's like a good boy cleric, but he's like secretly like a wrathful, angry person. Is just kind of meh to me. I don't really care. His romance was like too like underdone. I didn't enjoy it as much.
I feel like this is the first time we've all agreed on a character, right? That we've all said that one.
Yeah, it's like I think we were all pretty on both Lann and Seelah though.
He really liked Lann.
I put Lann on C, so I was A on Lann, but I wasn't as bad as Seelah. Okay. I'd probably put Sosiel on C as well because I do like him more than Seelah for sure.
If we're not considering mechanics, and we said we're not, then I'd put him on D. He's definitely last.
Because I still like. I do like the. I like that they brought someone in as a cleric of Shellet, and I like his like whole painting like moments in the war thing. I think that's really interesting if they had like done more with it instead of just making him an angry gambler. But
yeah, maybe if they'd done more with it, yeah, that might have been a more interesting.
Was he the
angle,
gambler or was it Seelah?
No, he's the gambler.
He is the gambler. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought I guess I was just like throwing all the vices onto Seelah.
And I will say, him beating the shit out of the necromancer was fun to watch. Like that was like,
yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck him up. Let's go.
Zins. I'm biased for Sosiel because he was my first attempt at being a gay little thing.
His romance is cute in the beginning and then just drops off. Like, I'm just like, what the... Like, nothing ever even really happens. Like, in the beginning,
I never
like,
tried to romance him, so I can't speak on that.
You, like, save him from the gargoyles and you're both like, oh my god, I was so worried about you. Like, it's really, like, cute and, like, normal. And then it just drops off. Like, it's just meh.
I don't know. I don't find it particularly romantic. Like you're just like sitting around like painting pictures of me while I'm not looking, and I don't know. To me, that's more creeperish than romantic.
Yeah. Okay. So the fact that he starts painting you without talking to you about it first is a little weird.
But he paints everyone. He doesn't just paint you specifically. He paints people constantly in the camp. That's his whole thing. It's not any different.
Yeah,
it's only different because it's you and you're biased to yourself.
It definitely felt different. I'll say that.
Yeah, the fact that they thought it was important enough to have a whole conversation about it.
Well,
and just point out the fact that
maybe it's because that's where they decide to present you the romantic option for the first time with him. Maybe that's why.
But I would give that to the writing, not to Sosiel's like character per se.
Yeah.
That's a writing thing for sure, which is still valid here. But like, that's not. I wouldn't say it's him being a creeper. I would say it was just poorly written out.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
I can't put him above a C tier.
I put him in
that's
C.
As high as I can go.
I put him in D. I put him in D because I don't like him.
D is relegated to characters that I actively dislike, and only Camellia is in D tier.
Well, actually, okay, maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, I guess I don't actively dislike him, and there does need to be a tier for that. So,
D for me is forgettable or dislike. C is they could have done something more with it, but they didn't. B is like I like them, but I won't use them for roleplay reasons. A is
I'm sorry,
great. S is great, so
Special?
good that it's toxic. That's
that's an interesting way to put your tier list. Okay.
I think we should also mention about Sosiel. Just mention it, and I wish I could remember the guy's name. I forget that I didn't. But anyways, he's actually created, from a player who won the contest or whatever.
Really?
It's supposed to be based on him. And I talked to the guy about it before the game was released. Yeah. And I can't remember his name, so sorry that I forgot his name. But anyways, yeah, it is kind of based on an actual player that won a contest. So
cool.
That's just worth mentioning. Yeah, I don't know how much input that person had on what the final character ended up being, but yeah.
Anyways, Igor saying that he thinks Sosiel is an NPC in the tabletop.
So I'm unaware of that. We mostly just played like homebrew stuff. Like we didn't really.
One companion.
I've literally never played an adventure path.
Yeah.
That's neither have I.
But yeah, I think everyone is pretty much agreed. Sosiel's pretty meh.
Yeah,
he's pretty not incredible, but not like I don't like this man.
Yeah.
It's just kind of forgettable.
All right, Pondor, be with me this time. S tier companion.
100%.
My boy Reg.
100% S tier. Reggie's the best. Reggie is the best.
Why is he the best?
Because he takes no shit
in the council almost every time.
He takes no shit. He gets this army into shape. Let's go. He is what the war needs. He is what the war needs.
Like he is a very good command. Maybe a little bit too quick to throw away his troops. Maybe a little bit too quick to throw away his troops. But outside of that, like he is very good commander material.
He's he's
good. Very good general to me.
So
material. Good. Because he's not afraid to make the hard decisions. Like a lot of the other characters in this will waffle around and I don't know if I should do this or this and this, and he's like, no, this is the best course of action. We do this. We will lose people, but this is a war. we're going to lose
He
people.
doesn't
This will lose
hesitate.
us the least amount of people by being the most efficient.
He doesn't hesitate.
He's incredibly pragmatic, which I appreciate.
And if you play the Swarm, when the companions try to jump you later on after they all leave you, he's the one who organized their attack. He's been training the other companions to kill you for being a Swarm.
Yeah,
that's actually a really good touch.
Love it.
I was gonna say, I think he's organizing against you if you play any Mythic Path that he doesn't agree with. Yeah, but I do think that's the only one where he actually organizes all the companions. Otherwise, I think he's just organizing the Hell Knights.
If you're not Angel or Aeon, he doesn't like your path. If you're not Angel or Aeon, he doesn't like your path.
Even if you're Devil?
If you go Aeon to Devil, you're fine. You can't be Azada, though, at all. He hates it. He hates Azada. He thinks Lich is a crime against humanity. And he doesn't like Trickster, obviously.
Wait a second. I thought I remembered him saying that he was okay with the Lich path. He understands the pragmatic aspect of it.
I did Lich one time and he told me I was disgusting.
It's been a hot minute since I played Lich, so I could be misremembering.
He definitely doesn't like Demon.
I played through Lich twice, once in a speed run and once in my original casual playthrough, which I abandoned in favor of Legend. Yeah. So I've only actually completed the Lich path once.
A subscriber goal. I love Reggie though. Every time
I love Reggie.
Every time he gives advice or opens his mouth, I'm like, "You're right. You're right, dude. You're right."
He's usually got a good point. Have either one of you not saved him and his Hell Knights? Like
in most of my speedruns.
Gargoyle Cave. Okay.
Yeah, in basically every speedrun, you just ignore him entirely. You never even recruit him in these speedruns.
Okay, so then you don't really know what he says at the mountain with Urabeth or any of that?
Oh no. I do because I did that in my casual playthrough.
Okay, well that's why I was asking, because I thought that was how I was introduced to him the very first time, because they're like, you got to be quick, you got to get the Dresden as quick as possible. So I was like, well, sorry, we don't have time to go help Hell Knights. We got to get there now. So like I skipped helping him, and then the first time I ran into him was at the Lost Chapel, right?
Oh, I forgot.
Him and Erebeth, strung up together, like bleeding out together. Yeah. And then you like show up there to rescue him, and Erebeth's like whining and crying and whatever else. Like, she's kind of broken, or at least half broken at that point. And he's just there like berating her about how weak she is and how she needs to toughen up, and this is war. Anyways, I think that was one of
when the side of good
is
weak as you? Is that when that line comes out, or is that later?
No, I think that's
later. I love that line.
I think that's yeah, that's one of the best lines in the game. It is.
I love that line.
It's definitely the best non-humorous line in the game, I think. Like,
that's the Sosiel quest line. Okay.
What line?
But anyways,
it's one of the loading screen lines, I think.
Yeah,
it's like I can't remember the first part of it, but it ends up with the side of good isn't weak, you are, or it's nice. You that's weak, or something like that.
Yeah.
Just talking. He's just the apex shit talker of this game. Like, he could just tear down literally anybody in like 5 words or less.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
That's that one interaction at the Lost Chapel. If you don't get him, I suggest you do that just so you can experience it and get in there instead. Because I thought that was the most interesting interaction with him. Like, it's really cool. Like, really, really sums him up really, really well. How tough he is. How like on point he is about like just being totally pragmatic about a situation, even if you're staring certain death in the face. And all of that. And I really enjoyed that. Thought that I would mention it. Anyways, I think, I don't know. You are putting him in S tier?
I am.
Oh yeah, easy, instant S tier.
He is my bro.
Easiest S tier of my life. Well, next to the next one, but.
Well, y'all, I don't know. Y'all kind of swayed me. Like, I was thinking like C, but then I'm sorry, not C, B. And then after talking about it all, it's like,
I was gonna say, C, we're about to fight. Put my
Yeah.
boy Reggie in C tier. Nah, we're about to throw hands. How is Woljif A tier? You're gonna have to go back and watch the VOD, my friend.
Yeah, A tier Woljif. Let's go.
He's not A tier. He's B tier.
All right, Lord.
Your objectively correct opinion is objectively incorrect.
It's just correct. Whatever qualifier you want to put on it, it's just correct.
No.
All right, Arueshalae.
Arueshalae.
I will admit I haven't finished her story, but I have played with her a lot, and
I love this girl.
points for being freaking adorable all the time, and
while also like fighting against urges that are very much not.
yeah.
What?
If we were going off mechanics, she has like the best stats in the game.
Oh,
Yeah,
easily.
she's
She's
got
like a
killer
fucking
stat.
50 point buy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
her
killer
point buy
stats
is
is
insane.
good.
Awesome. But we said
Yeah.
we couldn't
Yeah.
consider that kind of stuff.
I
Yeah,
love-
no. Story
I
and
do
character.
love
only.
the like the being able to get her early thing with the like.
That's cool.
That's
cool.
super cool. That's super cool. I love
Yeah,
it.
I've done that
Yeah.
once ever. It was in my no XP run because I was like, I need this lady for Dresden.
I love her. She's super cute. She's got a lot of stuff she's trying to figure out about humanity, and it's immortals, and it's super duper interesting.
The dream stuff is really cool.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
really like the dream stuff.
and we're just getting in the mind of like a demon, really, which is just interesting.
And you liked so much how with Woljif, he could go good
Yeah.
or bad. She has the
Yes.
same deal.
Yeah, I was about to say, she has the
think
same
it's better
thing.
done with her. I think
I've
it's
literally
much better
never
done
gone
with her
evil with her
than it
because
is
how
with
could you?
Woljif.
How could you do that as a person? Oh, I haven't moved her yet. If anybody's surprised by this, they are not paying attention. If anybody is surprised that I put Arueshalae in S tier, they are not paying attention to my stream.
I put her in A.
No, we have too many S tier companions.
I have 3 S's.
I have 3.
I've got 4.
What?
Who's your 4th?
Yeah.
Who
are your 4th?
I've got Ember, Camellia. Y'all talked me into Regill, which I'm still not sure if I should have done that or not, but y'all talked me into him. And Aru, if you watched my stream, you
Okay,
heard me
so
talk about
I
her.
know
She's
which one.
definitely
I
S.
know which one shouldn't be there.
I put Ember.
Yeah,
I put Ember
me
in
too.
B
Reggie,
just because I
Reggie's
can't.
the one who shouldn't be there.
I put Ember in B because I can't take her anywhere. She's too precious.
Seems to be some disagreement on Camellia. Their objective opinions are just wrong on that one.
The disagreement is that Pondor doesn't like people who do evil shit for no reason, and I think that it's funny when written well. So.
Whoa, she doesn't do evil shit for no reason.
Okay, she does it for sex,
She's
but
got a
still,
very good reason.
she does it for a very good
No,
reason.
Well, I wasn't thinking sex. My mind wasn't that far in the gutter. Although I guess.
But that's literally what it is. That's literally what it
for
is. She gets
arousal.
off on it.
It's a kink.
She gets off on it.
She has a murder
All right.
fetish.
And who expected that? Who saw that coming?
Not
Anybody?
me.
Okay.
That's
Raise
good
your
writing.
hands out
Okay,
there.
now hold up.
Igor, Lord
If we
Bogan,
are- if we
whoever
are
else
literally
might be
just
there.
taking subversion of expectations into consideration and saying something is good, then a lot more people would say The Last Jedi is good.
The Last Jedi is good.
Yeah.
All the Star Wars movies are good. They're
Thank you.
varying degrees of good. They're
Lord
varying
Spire.
degrees of good.
My
but
boy.
they're all good.
No.
They are all good.
That's right. That's right. You tell him,
No.
Lore. You tell him.
I did. Star
No.
Wars has been my favorite
Okay,
movie
we
since I was
can't- we
like 4
can't
years
get into
old.
that. We'll have to do that. We'll have to do that at some point because that will be a fight.
A fight you'll
one of
lose.
these days, one of these things, we are going to have to talk about the Star Wars
But
movies.
Lore Spire, I agree. In terms of pure writing, Camellia is one of the best written, if not one of the best written characters. Like she's so good.
She's the best written. She's got
Best
the
fucking
most
written.
interesting story.
So interesting.
does.
Oh my god.
Like,
Her
yeah.
story just ends in a basement with my knife in her throat.
No, her story definitely ends at her estate with a bunch of dead
Oh, I
servants
think I see
everywhere.
what the problem is here. Then Pandor, you don't like interesting stories.
I
You
get
just
it.
like to
We
kill
get it.
them before they get interesting.
I mean, if I could have killed the Last Jedi before I got it,
Ugh!
well, it never got interesting, but I would've.
Ponder!
Yeah.
The blasphemy!
You just implied it was interesting. I heard you. You tried to correct it, but I heard it.
I said before it got. Oh wait, it never got interesting.
No, we've got this recorded. We can go back. You said the word interesting before you stopped yourself.
Okay. I will say The Last Jedi does have some gorgeous shots.
Hey, Stack HP. Yeah, this is for story, narrative, pretty much everything that does not have to do with mechanics. So we're not taking like a
story,
class mechanic
character,
or character stats or anything like that into account. It's just the story and narrative and yeah, how
things
all
that are
stuff plays
provided
out.
specifically from Owlcat.
If we were
if we were taking mechanics into mind, we would have to use the auto builds, in which case everybody would be D tier except for Arueshalae.
I mean, I don't think we would have to use the auto builds. I don't think we should because all of them suck. But
Arueshalae's isn't bad.
Well, that's true. Arueshalae's isn't bad, but whenever you get a 50-point buy-in, what build is bad for you?
I think Ponder's
point... It's not like Lann that never takes clustered shots.
I think that Ponder's point is like if we didn't do the auto builds, we'd be going off of the builds we all use, which are all different. And so it wouldn't be an accurate listing across the board.
Well, I don't think it would be accurate if we used their builds either because they suck. It's almost like they purposely wanted to make them not very good. You know, I don't feel like that's fair either.
Hey, Unsug, remember that conversation?
I thought
they did.
Wasn't
100% made them suboptimal so that you would have incentive to go and
that's
build
what we said. It was like they did it on purpose to encourage people to build their own.
Yeah, me and Unsug actually have multiple videos recorded of us going through various characters' auto builds that have never seen the light of day.
I never actually did that. But we have discussed on stream several times and discussed at length in Discord over several days the various builds and how they are subpar. And we kind of came to the conclusion that Owlcat's just trolling players. Like we were less, I guess, optimistic or forgiving than you guys were, and it's the only thing that makes sense because there's a difference between making a build suboptimal. So that between making a build suboptimal so that you have to maybe learn to do it a little bit better or so that you can improve upon it or whatever, and just straight up giving things that don't make any sense at all and that do not help, like in any situation that is going to feasibly come up. Like there's differences there. They're trolling us, at least with some of the builds. Maybe not with most of them, but with some of them,
if
like
anyone's build,
some of them are
like
really
Staunton's
bad.
undead build.
The worst.
Yeah.
We hadn't gotten to any of the undeads yet.
Not yet.
Well,
no,
we had gotten
terrible
up
with
through
Staunton. Ember. I think Nenio was the next one.
Wasn't Woljif like the fucking worst?
Yes, Woljif had zero synergy between his normal build and his mythic build.
Yeah,
his normal build was full on melee combat, and his mythic build was full on spell combat. There was zero synergy between the two. It was gross. It was absolutely disgusting.
It was awful.
And they didn't put him into Vivisectionist, which is just gross. Like, why would you not do that?
They don't do any multi-classing for anyone.
I know. They do in Kingmaker. Octavia goes
Octavia
into, Arcane Trickster.
They're built around the prestige classes, though, not anything other than that.
Yeah. So we got one more to talk about.
Greyboar.
I like Greyboar.
I know the end of his story. I haven't played it myself, but again, along with Regill and Lann, even though he's lower tier, I like the practicality of his mind.
Yes, I really like Greyboar. He will probably end up in he'll be either A or B.
I put him in B, but I think he's a cool character. I wish there was more like insights on his like worshipping of Norgabur, because I love Norgabur so much as a god, and I would have loved a little bit more.
I like how you can talk him through things and talk him, change his mind about things using logic. Logic.
Yeah.
Changing a thing. It's really weird.
Igor's like, you mean Grey Boar? Am I right, guys? Because yawn.
I like Greyboar.
Nice.
Because like he comes from a very specific thing. He's an assassin.
Yeah.
He's an assassin. He's not going to be a good person. and he never really becomes a good person. He just becomes your friend.
Yeah.
Is he
like-
a bad person though?
No.
Like I don't know. I feel like he's not a bad person either.
No,
I
I
just
mean,
wanna
he
push that
literally.
out.
Okay, if you don't wait,
He murders
don't
people
pick
for
him up-
money, but well, go ahead.
if you
Go ahead.
don't pick him up, he's literally hired to murder you, as you try to go into the Ivory Sanctum.
I've only had one playthrough where I didn't, or our most recent playthrough was the only one where I picked him up because without fail, every time I've gotten there, even whenever we've talked about it on stream and planned for it, I've not had enough gold to pay him to join me so that he'd try to murder me every time. Because every time I've spent it all on soldiers or building or whatever, because I'll use it to buy
you
material
actually
points
care about
and
the
stuff.
Crusade. Gotcha.
You know, yeah. We actually do that.
We're
stuff
not
on
trying
stream.
to speed
And
run.
even whenever we're all like talking
even-
about it and trying to think about it, like somehow we would end up screwing it up. So yeah, he's tried to kill me, murder me at least 6, 7, 8 times.
I've the only time that I've ever had him. Well, it's been multiple times because this is the most common way for me to play. But yeah, in my speed runs, obviously you don't pick him up because you have to go way out of your way to pick him up. So yeah, because he'll show up out. What is it? The Ivory Sanctum? I think is where he'll show up.
Yes, it's the Ivory Sanctum just before you
Yeah.
enter it.
Yeah, he shows up. If you dimension door down to the door, you can skip that fight. By the way,
I love I like talking to him and bringing him for conversations. I have no fucking clue how to build this guy. He dies every fucking fight. Like he just won't stand up.
So my original playthrough, I played with him.
Strength-based dual wielders. I'm just gonna say it. I hate strength-based dual
Yeah,
wielders.
it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough.
I love
I gave him throwing
What's
axes.
wrong with you?
I gave him throwing axes.
Throwing axes is the way
That's
to go.
probably
I
the
agree
way
with
to
that.
do it. It's just annoying.
You
to
do have
to
the
be
wasted feet.
railroaded.
You do have the wasted feet.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's not really that big a deal, dude. If you looked at his build at the end of my run, his mythic build at the end of my no XP run, it was trash. Like the first half of it was all ranged, and then I swapped him back to melee because I found really good hand axes or dwarven axes or whatever. So I swapped him back to melee. So the first half of his mythic build was just trash, and useless. Still beat the game. Very surprisingly easy challenge run. If you're playing on story difficulty.
It's just sad for me because I love Slayer as a class. I think Slayer is such a, like, I'd rather play Slayer than Fighter or Rogue. Like, I'd rather play Slayer. But I hate the build so much. I hate it.
Yeah. It's not the best build, but well, that's not part of the conversation.
I'm gonna say that I gotta agree with Stack HP here. I think that he's an assassin, which is cool, but I did find his story kind of boring. Like Stack HP there is saying, like it's a little bit interesting with what happens in Act 4 and all, and him taking over there and everything. But I don't know, it didn't really grip me that much. Maybe it's because you get him so late, or maybe it's because I'd already played the game for like a freaking year before I finally had enough money to pay him and figure out what happened. I don't know. But it never really gripped me very much either. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say I'd probably say solid C is probably
I would
how
say
I feel
that
as well.
His personality and the writing for his like dialogue in just different situations is far superior to his narrative, for sure.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
agreed.
I agree with that too. Like I do like his very
just sitting in the
approach.
inn talking to him.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the inn talking to him was so much more fun and interesting to me than like his actual quest or anything like that.
So
which is what bumped him up above. Like I would say even Wendu or
actually
Nenio.
that's a
like,
good point.
He's definitely A tier for me.
I
enjoyed his conversations that much.
I put him in B. If I order each of the people in each row as well, he's like dead center, like dead middle of all the companions for me.
Dead
he's
middle.
like
there's 12. How can
he is literally the
you know what I mean, Lord?
Sorry, I could. Sorry. I know I'm an asshole.
12,
sorry.
Out of the 12, he is literally 6th out of 12.
Yeah.
For me, he's 7th out of 12. He's 7th.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah.
My
All
list
right,
is
so
That's
pretty,
our tier list.
my list
That's all
is
the
pretty even,
companions.
guys. I've got 2 in each tier besides S, which has 3.
Yeah,
I have 3, 3, 2, 3, 1.
I've got
I feel
3,
like
2, 2, 2, 2, and then 1 unranked. I just
So-
refuse to rank Nenio.
So are we gonna like vote on these to give the viewers a final list, or they can just figure it out for themselves?
I think we have to discuss it enough that everyone's pretty solid on our opinions on the matter.
Yep. And there's
Okay.
definitely some that there's just no reconciling.
We just are we're never gonna convince Pondor that Camellia is great. So
No, she is
All right.
trash, and she will always be trash.
We're not gonna convince him, but everybody can see that clearly 2 of the 3 put her as S rank. So you can draw
You
your
know
own
what?
conclusions from that
I've
on what
had
the final
3
list would
people
be.
in my stream so far.
I
I've had myself and both of my cats, so I have 3 votes.
Igor
So,
is
good luck.
really
Oh,
upset by
Cats aren't people. Just saying.
Igor's really upset by
Oh,
Seelah being a D tier on the lists, but
What's that?
see,
Why?
Igor's really upset
Yeah,
by
she-
Seelah being D.
She's my only D, and really, I think maybe she should be C instead, because I don't really like Lann or Sosiel more than her.
I like them both more
I'm
than her.
gonna move
but
her up, so I guess I have no D tier then. I am gonna move her up.
I,
because
have one.
I don't like either one of them more than her.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, so we
Igor.
could all go through our
Yeah.
our lists.
I'm sorry, Igor, but drunk paladin that I forget about, I'm not gonna be into it. I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Sosiel and Lann are kind of the same way. Like, they're not drunks, obviously, but I mean, Lann, I feel like his personality doesn't really agree with his alignment either, and like some of the decisions and stuff he makes. So there's the
I
same
think
kind of
those
problem
two-
there. And then it's his story's not really that
I
compelling or interesting
literally
either.
forgot.
And
I
same thing
literally
with
forgot that
Sosiel.
Lann existed for the second half of my original playthrough.
I
so-
would say that Lann and Sosiel offer more to situational dialogue than Seelah going "aha" every other fucking word. Like that's like they at least say stuff. She just is like, "We can do it, guys," and that's all she ever fucking says. I don't
All
know.
right.
Unless she's talking to
I'm-
Ember, in which case she's
I'm
a
putting
bitch.
her
and I
back
hate
down
it.
to D with.
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm putting
That's
her back
right.
down to D. All right. Yeah, you do have a point there. Mostly because I can't remember like one line of dialogue. Like with Lann, I can remember his one-liners that are freaking funny, you know. And
Yeah.
with Sosiel, I can at least kind of remember what's going on with him and Trevor, and you know him kind
Yeah.
of creeping on me. But with her, it's like, yeah, okay. She can be D. She can be D.
right. Okay.
All right, we want to go over each of our lists now.
Yeah. Doing.
All right.
I'm not gonna,
I'd say we could probably do that in the same order as we introduced ourselves. So Unsung first, then me,
Okay.
then Lore.
Yeah. I'm just
Okay,
gonna
that
do
works.
it quickly. We're not gonna like. We've already explained.
Yeah.
We're not gonna re-explain.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. S tier for me. Okay. Reggie at the top. I'm doing these also in order. Like I've ordered them all as well. So Reggie,
Fair
Daeran,
enough, yeah.
Camellia, and then A tier is Aru and Woljif, and then B is Ember and then Greybor. C is Lann and then Sosiel. D is Seelah and then Wendu. And then unranked is Nenio. I literally not play with her at all. I just haven't ranked her. So there you go. That's my list. It's canon. It's accurate. It's objective, and it's fact. You're welcome.
All
It's
right.
also not very good.
My objectively correct opinion.
Lord, we have so many in common, though. How can you say
Yeah,
that?
you put Wenduag as a D? What the hell? With
Oh my
Seelah?
God.
With Seelah? Anyways, sorry, go on, Pondor.
All right. Objectively correct opinion based list for me. Reggie, Aru, and Ember is S.
He cut out.
All right, well, I guess the internet.
And that's
didn't
the
agree with
list.
his
Good
list.
job.
Seelah, Lann, and Sosiel as C tier, and then trash tier D tier is Camellia.
We missed A and B from that, but
Oh,
Yeah.
you missed A and B?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
you
is
froze up.
Greybor, Woljif, and Daeran. B is Nenio and Wendu.
okay.
All right, and everybody should be able to see mine if you're watching the stream. But for anybody that's not, we've got Camellia, Ember, Regill. Although I still think maybe I should move him down to A.
Nope.
Regill and Arueshalae as S tier. Then we have Wenduag and Nenio as A tier. Then we have Woljif, Daeran, and Greybore as B tier. We have Lann and Sosiel as C tier, and we have Seelah as D tier. And I do want to point out again for anybody who wasn't here or whatever, this is based solely on the character, the writing, the narrative, what they do. This is not on mechanics or how effective
Zero
they are.
mechanics or build based
or any of that stuff, because I would have a much different list if it was.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway.
Agreed. Same.
I mean,
some would be the same, but others would be in very different places.
I would say that a lot of my higher tiers would be similar, and my lower tiers would be fairly different, I would say.
I would unfortunately be forced to raise Camellia off of trash tier if we were to take mechanics into account, which is one of the reasons that I fought against that.
Yeah. I would have to move Reggie down to A, unfortunately, because you have to put him into other stuff to make him useful, because as just a Hell Knight, he's not good. He dies too fast.
Yeah.
So, bummer. Bummer boy.
I think the game with his build, don't they not even build him out as a Hell Knight? I thought they just put all of his levels into Armiger, or at least most of them into Armiger.
I have an auto.
Like he only gets like 1 or 2 levels in Hell Knight.
Hell Knight is the prestige class,
the rest
right?
of them,
yeah,
and the rest of them.
I believe
Armiger.
they go all the way through the prestige class and then they go back.
Yeah.
I do think that they go through the entire.
I
could be wrong though.
Oh,
I haven't looked at his auto build yet.
They might do it by level 20, but I know for sure because I have auto built him not all the way to 20. I have auto built him like up to level 12, and he's definitely getting mostly Armiger levels up to there. So they may have given him Hell Knight levels after that. I don't know.
I put him into Cavalier, and his survivability has gone up 200%. Like.
Well, yeah, everybody that gets a mount, their survivability goes up. Yep. Mounts are OP as hell.
So he's like durable.
Mounts are real strong.
Whenever they're not bugged.
He's durable and now also deals way more damage than Seelah ever does. So just more useful than Seelah at that point.
But Seelah can use evil.
You need to give her a shield bash build, and she'll freaking put out some really nice damage. That's what I like giving her. And do some really nice.
I've just put her on a horse and given her a tower shield specialist, and just called her a wall.
Oh my god! Don't talk about her horse that she doesn't get in the auto build, despite the fact that she puts both ranks in nobility.
I put her on a horse and I gave her a tower shield and said, "Be a wall. Don't do anything else."
Your auto builds. Do we want to talk about auto builds next time? Do you want to start going through some auto builds?
I would be okay with going through some auto builds. I was actually going to suggest that maybe we talk about character alignment and choices along those lines. But I would be okay with doing auto builds instead, and maybe we keep that as an idea for a later date, because I would like to go over that stuff eventually at some point.
I feel
like we could have some really interesting
maybe
conversations
swap between
about
like a story / character thing and then a mechanics thing, and then swap back and forth.
Yeah, that's fine. Because there's a lot of mechanic fans among our viewers for this game. Like, I personally care way more about the story and the narrative, but a lot of people love to like dish about the mechanics. Like, I know,
and as a speedrunner, I feel like y'all can figure out which one I prefer.
Yeah, I know. Like, Igor like comes into my streams and we have a good time with the story, and then when Pondor starts streaming, he'll like go into your stream and you guys will just have like full on like mechanic, like, because Igor loves the mechanics. Loves it.
Yeah, he hops in. He's had a lot of good ideas to help streamline the speedrun for Kingmaker a bit.
Yeah,
and we're testing out a couple of them last night at the end of the stream.
I love mechanics when it comes to actual tabletop, but like in a video game, it's really hard for me to like focus if it's too crunchy, and I have to just focus on mechanics. So I favor the story.
I actually kind of feel the opposite way. Like, I feel like the story and narrative and stuff takes a much more of a center place in a tabletop for me than the mechanics, like, because you can do anything there. You're not limited by whatever the programmers like programmed into the game, and with the game there is kind of, you know, an objectivity to it. Like, you know, you can't do everything that you want to do with the narrative and the story and the choices that you want to make, you know, but you can maximize your freaking damage or whatever like that. Like, I still play the game for the story more than the mechanics, but the mechanics are a lot more important to me with the game than the tabletop. I guess is what I'm getting at.
For me, in the tabletop, the story is not just on any one person though. Like it's a group thing, so it's not as difficult to like maintain, even if you half-ass it. And for me, in a video game, I don't want to have to build my party a certain way to get through a fight that's not necessarily consequential to like get to a story bit. Like that's annoying. I should be able to just fight and do it the way that I want to and win, and then go on to the story and listen to the story. Like it sucks losing fights that don't matter and like aren't important story fights and not getting to continue on because you can't defeat this like fucking fight or this fucking random encounter or like whatever. Like it's annoying.
I don't mind
mode
losing to random encounters as long as the difficulty curve is relatively steady. When there's random difficulty spikes that aren't telegraphed at all, that's when I start having problems. Like optional bosses are fine. Like super
reliable readout.
What was that?
Sorry. Reliable readout.
Like optional bosses are fine. Like Playful Darkness,
that's fine.
Pathetic Closet, like those are fine. Those are optional. You don't have to do them. Yeah. You get some really good shit if you do, but you don't have to.
Yep.
That's fine.
That's cool.
But like when you're just going through the game and then suddenly, oh hey, what the fuck is the place called? With all the electrical peoples. They got nerfed like real early on, but right after I beat it.
Blackwater.
Yes, fuck that place.
That place is completely optional too, though, just the same way as Playful Darkness.
But there is a quest to go there. There is a quest to go there. There's no quest or anything related to Playful Darkness at all. You can walk right past them and never notice them. There is a quest pointing you at Blackwater.
I also didn't find that place particularly difficult.
Did you play it pre or post patch though?
I played on my first run.
I played it in beta the first time, and then I played it several times after release.
I did my first run on core. I blasted through Blackwater.
Yeah. Unsung actually did have a much easier. I don't know why I had such a hard time there, but I got absolutely fucking rocked.
I mean, it was kind of a pain in the ass figuring out the doors and stuff, but
I think it took me 2 streams to get through that place.
Well, I had
Granted, I was still not a riding cavalier at that point.
Yeah.
I was still a cavalier that couldn't ride his fucking mount, so I didn't have access to my strongest thing.
Pondor, my character in that run was a dispel magic build, and so I dispelled the guy's like spells all the time. No mirror image to deal with ever.
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dispel. Done.
Yeah, I was playing a class that had not yet hit its leap off point.
Yeah. That's hard.
Let's see here. Look at the chat. I don't know if y'all have the same chat that I do here. Probably not.
No, everybody. Well, like I can't have the multi Twitch up because
let's see.
That on the same monitor as I have my list.
I'm just gonna go through a couple of things here.
Could do this.
Let's see. Stack HP thinks that Sosiel has a better story than I think he's talking about Greybore there. Okay, that was a long time ago. He also never takes Lann in his playthroughs and doesn't agree with Wendy being in D group, which hell yeah, I agree with you there, Stack.
Wait,
that's
did you
what I
have
wanted
Wendy
to
in
say.
D tier?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Asshole. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Anyways, and he says that we forgot about Finn. Is he just a weapon to us?
Yes.
There you go. He's just a weapon. He's a weapon with a voice box. You know, you push the button just like the toys you buy at Walmart, and little voice pops out.
And honestly, his whole not realizing he is a weapon thing is fucking annoying all the time.
Yeah, it's real weird because you're literally like, yo, like, how do you not?
You're a
how
weapon,
do you not
bro.
notice this? Like, imagine being Finnian for a minute. Just imagine being Finnian. You are completely stationary for years. Somebody picks you up in one hand and swings you around. A, if you're an actual person and that happened, you'd be vomiting everywhere. B, like everybody's suddenly a giant. Everybody is suddenly so much bigger than you are. How do you not notice that something has changed? And then when people tell you what changed, you just ignore that.
Yeah, you're like,
just like, no, that's
what are you
impossible.
talking
That's
about?
not a thing.
What
What are you talking about? Look at my hand that I can move.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally. Oh wait, I can't. It's almost like I'm made of metal right now or something. I don't know.
I'll say this: Finnian was a really, really, really good idea to fix a problem they had in Kingmaker, which is, getting weapon focuses with weapons that you never see again or don't see again for a long time or whatever. Like, I think he was a really good idea, like mechanically, but it could have done without the story for him, or at the very least, they could have made it make more sense. Because him not realizing that he's an inanimate object is,
yeah,
like maybe a little bit more
customization
with what abilities he had. Like maybe based on the choices that you make throughout the game.
It's also really easy to fuck up his mechanics. Like it's really easy to choose the wrong thing and fuck it up.
Yeah. No, not brilliant energy. Heartseeker got me wiped or very nearly wiped. Like we had to run away, and like our main character survived, and we ran away in Act 4 because of Heartseeker and Arueshalae not being able to deal any damage to anybody because she had it, and they were vampires that we were fighting. It was like, no, what the? Yeah, it screwed us there. It would be nice if you could turn Heartseeker off. People used to say that his second tier, which is where you get Heartseeker, where he's +3, was the best. And I thought for a little while maybe they were right, because you can just use magic weapon to make it a +5 anyways. And the Heartseeker is nice, but there were several times where it kind of screwed me in my playthrough, and so I don't agree with that anymore. I'd still rather have the +5 version. You don't have to worry about that.
The +5 version. I don't.
You go to the weaponsmith in Act 5. The weaponsmith that made him, the dwarf that created him.
Workshop.
Okay, because I did that, and I never got the upgraded version. So I don't know if it was just bugged when I went through there, because I only did that in my original playthrough. So it might have been bugged and then gotten fixed later on.
Yeah, I think it was like there were some people in our Discord, Sam H specifically. I remember saying whenever he first did it, whenever the game first came out, that it was bugged and he never got the +5 version. So yeah, I think there was a bug with it that early on.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yikes.
What are the +5 bonuses?
I don't remember specifically. I know they're not as good as the +3, as long as the +3 didn't have the Heartseeker stuff screwing you. I want to say maybe it's Brilliant Energy. That might be on the +3 too, though. Yeah, I don't really remember specifically.
+5 Brilliant Energy weapon, yeah.
Okay, Brilliant Energy, and then it should be Cold Iron, of course, and it has 1 or 2 other abilities. Oh, fun fact. Finnian is the only Cold Iron ranged weapon in the game.
Huh.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Javelin. There's Cold Iron javelins.
Damn. Okay, fine. He's the only Cold Iron bow in the game.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't think about thrown weapons, but yeah, all the thrown weapons are Cold Iron.
Imagine pulling a Cold Iron. Imagine trying to fucking draw a Cold Iron bow.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually more that the ammo, like with any other bow, you have to buy the Cold Iron arrows. With him, it just arrows comes Cold Iron already. Yeah. So yeah, that's more why I was mentioning it.
In tabletop, you normally wouldn't get a Cold Iron bow either. You would get Cold Iron ammo.
What?
Yeah, but he actually makes his ammo Cold Iron.
A regular arrow touching the Cold Iron bow does not suddenly make it able to pierce a demon's hide.
Also, what do you mean it's impossible to draw a Cold Iron bow because it's made out of fucking metal and not flexible wood? I don't know what you're talking about. That's super weird, and I don't know what you mean.
Alright, Igor says javelin is not ranged, is thrown. If you look at ranged weapons on the equipment list for any Pathfinder tabletop, it'll say all of the thrown weapons under that list.
Yeah, thrown weapons are ranged weapons.
They are a ranged weapon.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Maybe.
It's a ranged weapon that uses your strength mod for attack.
Yeah, Yeah, I'll listen.
And damage? Does it boost damage as well? I think it
I thought it used your dexterity for attack and your
dex for attack, and then it is your strength for
attack,
damage.
strength for
and
damage.
strength for damage.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I knew it was one of. I knew it was weird.
Which is why
like a longbow.
If you have less than 10 strength, never use a thrown weapon because you will always lose damage.
Yeah.
Yep. Igor, listen. Don't try to come at me. I played tabletop for like 10 years, buddy.
Oh my god, it's been since 26,
No,
so it's been about 6 years. I mean, I haven't played in like 2, but scheduling with adults is hard.
He said still salty about Seelah. Sorry, he's just looking for fights. He's looking for fights.
Sounds like Igor. Sounds like Igor.
Seelah is a meh character, which is what C tier is for. C tier is for the meh characters.
Yeah, unless you're talking about mechanics, then I would definitely put her up at the top.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
No,
the Paladins are just overpowered as fuck.
It's like also I guess if you're doing
not the way that Owlcat built her.
But if you're going mechanically, it's not even her build, it's just her class, which is just you're ranking classes at that point. Like Paladin is just a good class.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
She has a really versatile set of starting stats as well. So I would say that
I would say that's true.
You know, yeah.
Versatile or just
and also you have to take you also have to take into consideration that she starts out at level 1, so you get to put a full 19 levels into whatever you want, unlike some other ones where. So I mean, there are other things than just the class to consider.
That's true. You're right. And honestly, way better tank than Valerie ever was in Kingmaker. So
yeah,
can we not? Talk about Valerie?
I always wanted her to be good because I like the Tower Shield specialist. But I could never make it work that well in Kingmaker. Fortunately, in Wrath of the Righteous, it kicks ass. But in Kingmaker, I could never.
If you play with the Call of the Wild mod
very well.
in Kingmaker, she becomes like a vindictive bastard, which is an archetype, but is like they made it into its own class for the mod. And she is a vindictive bastard, which she actually gets to use her charisma to do things mechanically, which makes her more useful.
Instead of just being, hey, here's a somewhat high charisma person for no reason.
Just to persuade
people. Oh wait,
people,
here's
like,
another somewhat high charisma. Hey, here's another somewhat high charisma. Hey, here's another high charisma person. It's like, stop it.
There's so many charisma-based characters.
Many of them.
So many of them. They really want you to have the opportunity to not have to be the person to persuade people.
Yeah, except there are still places where you're the only person whose stats matter.
Yeah,
yep.
I was gonna say I still always took persuasion there because you get into situations where you're the only one that can make the check.
Yeah.
Oh hi.
So,
Chapter 3 riots.
But I will say there's less of those in this game than there were in Kingmaker.
Yeah, in most spots in this game, it'll let you use whoever the highest person in your party is. Even at the end, whenever you're dead and you're talking to Pharasma, like it'll.
The one that really fucks
you up. The only one that I remember
is
the check to become a legend is yours.
Oh, on the boat, every check is.
Whenever you're flying or whatever,
yeah.
And I think whenever you're doing whenever you're reading the books or whatever, the lexicons, whenever you're reading those, I'm pretty sure that's only your own checks too, not for the whole party. So yeah, if you don't do Nenio's quest or whatever to get like the assistance with that, like you have to have a character that has like high in all the knowledge and lore skills, you know, to be able to do it all.
No, thank you.
I do also like that. Because Igor said Valerie's charisma is used for her counselor skills. I like that anything that they did in a council in this game was completely unrelated to their stats and build. We didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. That's definitely better.
Because I hated that. Kingmaker was like, I don't want to have to pump her fucking charisma. There's other headgear she could wear besides charisma headband. There's other headpieces.
Get her a charisma and wisdom one. She doesn't need intelligence.
I wanted to
she
give
should
her
she should be a moron. It doesn't matter.
I wanted to give her the helmet that gave her like DR2, just like damage reduction, 2 damage reduction.
Hey JJ, JJMC89 there. I'm not sure what you
JJ
mean by
Abrams
they changed
in the chat.
the tiers in enhanced edition. Do you mean like
Rise Skywalker?
did they change the auto builds? You mean in enhanced edition, because that actually does seem like a pretty good spot to maybe have improved them recently. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about.
I didn't see
tiers.
anything when looking through it.
Anyway, Stack HP says that we're all making a lot of cases for them to not go back to try and finish Kingmaker. Yeah, Kingmaker is a good game. It is, but it does have a lot of hassles that they removed in Wrath of the Righteous.
Wrath is a better game.
Yeah, it is a little bit hard to go back to Kingmaker after playing Wrath, just because of how much more streamlined Wrath is and just how much better it is.
Wrath is a better casual playthrough. Kingmaker is a better speedrun.
Oh, Igor says, clarified for JJ there, that the ability tiers for Finnian have been changed with Enhanced Edition. So maybe they took that Heartseeker bullshit out. Maybe now Finnian's better than he was before. We'll have to check that. Thanks, JJ, for making me aware, and thanks for clearing that up there, Igor. Yeah. So that is good to know. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out. I guess I haven't looked at him since Enhanced Edition.
There we go. I added Finnian to my tier list. He is in the tier Just a Sword.
Just a sword. Just a sword.
Just a sword.
Inanimate object whose voice is merely a figment of the player character's imagination. Maybe that's what it is. That would actually explain
that would have actually
right?
been kind of.
But why is my voice? Why is my figmented voice so fucking stupid? Like,
you're actually just an idiot, and it just takes a disembodied voice for you to realize it.
Yeah. maybe you dumped your instat. I don't know.
All right, it's 9 o'clock for you guys.
Yep.
Oh damn!
Which means I gotta get going. I gotta figure out. Well, I gotta get ready for work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next time, then we're going to do the look at the auto builds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll have to get together and figure out how we're gonna actually show that.
Okay. Yeah. We'll get together and figure it out.
Yeah. Want to just do that on Monday again?
Monday works for me. It'll have to be before or after we do our
It would be after
D&D character though.
Yeah. Because I have work on Monday, and then we're making his D&D character for my game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should be a conscious human anytime after like 6. So
cool.
I feel like that's probably before you guys will be ready anyway. Okay. Maybe?
Yeah, because we're starting our stuff at 7 your time.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you guys could just hit me up whenever y'all are ready.
Cool.
And then we can go through it and nail out the details.
Yeah, that definitely sounds good.
Good evening, guys. Igor won't forget Seelah. All right. Good to know.
Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses. All right. So yeah, I guess we want to outro or what?
Oh yeah, we should.
This was the first episode, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed our vigorous debates. I've enjoyed debating with the gents here and also the people in chat. It's been a super fun time. I think these kind of roundtable discussions are really fun to just sit and hang and
it's fun.
Yeah,
you know, tangents. We talked about Cavaliers, even though there's no Cavaliers on this list at all. We talked about Star Wars for a minute, and I realized that my 2 co-hosts have trash taste in Star Wars.
We realized that Pandor's just sat inside.
I like good story and world building and characters, none of which are shown in the sequel trilogy. Right. Anyway.
Yeah. That'll have to be.
Thanks to everyone who came out. We appreciate all of you. Feel free, like we said, to check out each other's channels and spread the love.
Yeah, and I think for this outro, I think we should do reverse order. So Lore first, then me, then Unsung.
Okay. All right. Yep. All I gotta say is we're streaming on the Lore Spire channel Right now, Baldur's Gate 3 on Friday and Saturday nights. I think me and Jen are going to be streaming together tomorrow night. So yeah, be sure that you got your notification bells and that you're subscribed, all that good stuff, so that you don't miss it. Should be pretty fun. I think
Nice.
we're going to be starting some new characters, and
What time
then
do you guys? What time do you usually stream?
we usually start at 9 p.m. whenever we
Okay.
stream. So it'll be around that time. And then I am occasionally streaming Ark Survival Evolved because I've gotten addicted to that freaking game. It's fun as hell, even though I have no idea what I'm doing. So, if that's something you might like to check out, I just kind of go live randomly for that whenever something fun seems to appear or whatever with that game. And then I guess here in maybe a few weeks, me and Unsung and some other people will be streaming D&D game sessions, and that's actual
Woo!
tabletop kind of.
Yeah.
So make sure that y'all are subscribed to both of us or following both of us so that y'all don't miss those, because that's proven to be really fun. It's been a decade since I've gotten to do any tabletop anything, so I'm pretty excited for that. And with that, I'll pass it on to you, Pandor.
All right. So hey, I'm Pandor. I stream every Tuesday through Saturday. I start at 6 p.m. Central and I end at 9, so I go for about 3 hours. On Tuesdays, I am currently going through Baldur's Gate 1. That is kind of the day where I play a game through, and then I go to a next game, and then I go to a next game. I've recently finished up a no experience challenge run of Wrath of the Righteous. And then I had my viewers vote on the next game, and they voted for Baldur's Gate. So we're going through that right now. I have never played D&D Second Edition, and none of the numbers or stats make any sense to me. So I'm having to fight through that while trying to play through the game. So that's interesting. Wednesdays, I speedrun Kingmaker, Pathfinder Kingmaker. I am the world record holder of that game. And we have gotten that game to just above an hour and 20 minutes. I'm still shooting for that hour and 20 minute mark. Hopefully, maybe we get it next week. Thursdays, every other Thursday, we'll be doing this with these guys. The other Thursday, I do another Kingmaker speedrun. I do that. I used to do that 2 days a week. Now I will be doing it 2 days a week, every other week. Fridays, I play Phasmo with Unsung, and we usually have a bit of a rotating cast there. We have a group of 4 that say that they will play, but we haven't gotten a full group of 4 in like a month and a half now, because scheduling things with adult humans is fucking impossible. Which is another reason why I haven't done any tabletop stuff either. So we do that on Fridays. We usually do like speed runs a lot of the time. We try to get through all of the small maps in Phasmo as fast as possible. And sometimes the ghosts actually allow it to happen. Most of the time, not though. And then Saturday, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, I am actually in the midst of a series where I am going through Pokemon Red with every single possible Pokemon that you can do. This does not include Caterpie, Metapod, Kakuna, or Magikarp because they cannot actually legally beat the game. They have no way to damage Ghost-type Pokemon, so as soon as we get to Pokemon Tower, we just lose.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, Struggle is considered a normal-type move in Gen 1. It is untyped
Damn.
later on, so Struggle can actually damage Ghost-types, but in Gen 1, they have no way to deal damage to them. So I would either have to cheat, which I don't want to do, or just disallow those Pokemon because they're trash anyway. But we've gotten 25 out of the 152 Pokemon available. Well, 148. I did actually do Missing No, which was very interesting. And was actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Really bad at the beginning, but really good once you got, any attacking. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central every Tuesday through Saturday, except for next week. I will not be streaming on Thursday next week because it's Thanksgiving. But we'll be doing an extended stream on Wednesday to make up for it. So that's me.
Okay. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Unsung in PC. I mostly right now do streams. My days that I stream on are pretty inconsistent because my work schedule is pretty inconsistent, but when I do stream, it's typically earlier in the day and going into the early afternoon, late afternoon. So 11 a.m. in the morning Eastern time to later when I do stream, and sometimes times change. Right now, just like Pondor, I'm streaming Baldur's Gate. We're on the second one. Me and my friend Ares, who are playing it together. I also still don't grasp the numbers and mechanics like at all, really. I'm just kind of in it to win it while Ares guides me through the mumbo jumbo because I can't figure it out. I'm ingrained in 5e and in Pathfinder, and I don't know anything about this other weird D&D-ish.
Same.
So we're streaming that mostly on Tuesdays.
What do you mean you want the lowest AC possible? What is this nonsense?
We mostly stream that on Tuesdays. Other days, if we can't do Tuesdays, we have to make up for it. Depends. I also have a new Wrath of the Righteous run and a Dragon Age run that are on the back burner while we're playing some other games. But I come back to those in times of no other games are out. Right now, we're playing Pentiment as often as we can, which is just so much fun and so much drama, and it's a really good game. It's not going to be a long game, but it's a really good game so far, so that's been super fun. And then Pokemon, I'm going to be streaming Pokemon when my capture card gets in the mail, and so I am much excited for that, and that's going to be super fun. I've never streamed a Switch game, never streamed Pokemon on here before. I'm very excited to do it, very excited to play with the community. If you have Pokemon, you can play with me in the multiplayer mode, and it'll be super fun. And then, yeah, like Lore
I'm
Spire,
very curious on how that's going to work.
Yeah, me too. Like Lore Spire said, we got a D&D streamed game that I'm going to be running, hopefully starting sometime in January after the holidays. It's going to be a level 1 to 20 campaign over, a longer period of time. Hopefully we can get a regular game going. We're filling out the roster of peeps to play. We've got like 3 or 4 people right now, hoping to get 1 or 2 more depending on who we have for sure. So I think it's going to be a fun time. I'm going to be DMing it. My friend Shane, who does all of the art for my channel, is going to be doing all the maps and stuff, and it looks really nice, and we're really excited. I do want to say, while I'm in this, thank you, my other streamer and friend Sprigleaf, for coming to see us. I appreciate you. Always good to have another streamer checking out the streamers. And then also, thank you, Stack HP, for the follow. I appreciate it. That's really nice. Your people coming over from other people's chats. I love the love. Spread the love.
Oh, yeah. Stack also followed me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that, guys. Anybody that did not follow them that's in my chat right now, just go follow them.
I would say the same to the peeps in my chat. I know Lord Bovin and Igor already have, because I'm pretty good at bringing my streamer friends into conversation or in my Discord. So
and everybody in my stream, I did post the links to Lore Spire and Unsung NPC in the chat, so you guys can just click on them and then go follow.
Yeah, should check them out, guys. We're all great dudes.
I want to point out one more thing here. Between the 3 of us, we're streaming Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3 currently. So if you like Baldur's Gate, make sure that you are following or sub to all 3 of us, and you can get in all 3 games at once. Just
watch at least me. I'm just flailing around, dying a lot. Literally spent 45 minutes last week on a fight that I could not possibly win because I couldn't damage 2 of the enemies in it.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Took me 45 minutes to realize that, which is great.
My run is going around and making deals for money, betraying those deals for more money, and killing most people that get in our way, including the entire game's worth of drow and mind flayers. We've literally wiped them all out. So good stuff.
Nice.
Good stuff.
I mean, as you should. They are not great peoples.
They're baddies.
Yeah, they're not great.
All right, well let's wrap it up because you got to leave.
Yeah, I got to get going. I got 45 minutes
ago.
Get out of here. Go to work, Pondor.
All right. It was fun, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Be here or be.
Bye.
See y'all later.